Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the best conversation on the internet. This is The Den. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is, blessed. I hope everybody's receiving, the nourishment, the life that they need, and that, the world is treating you good. And it can't always be that way, but hopefully for you at this time, it is. I'm going to talk about some things tonight. And, oh, there's so much going on. I'm not even going to get into videos. I think there's a video in there I do need to get into tonight, but I'm going to try my best not to run my mouth for a fucking hour or so and actually open up the line and actually let people call in and, share their thoughts. Sometimes we can just get to talking about things and the momentum gets going and shucks, I can't help myself, right? Yeah, I got some stuff I'm gonna save for later, maybe for a future episode. It's just so much shenanigans going on. But hey, man, I'm your host at Honcho, man, and it is my honor. It is my privilege. It is my pleasure to get to chop it up with you guys. And I'm thankful that you are. Excuse me. There we go. It's a little bit better. I'm thankful that you're here. I'm thankful that you're able to join me this evening. I'm thankful just to be alive. I mean, you should be thankful for every breath you take, every move you make. Anyway, so now we're talking about emasculation, right? I want the little diddly song. There we go. Tonight we're talking about emasculation. Is it real? I've seen opposing arguments to this, and we'll get into that. But before we get into that, let's see who we have joining us. I see Infinity. Early again. What's wrong with you, nigga? Nah, I appreciate it. Baker Man in the building. Already. Shout out to Mark Poole and Mrs. Poole. Bell. Southern style. Devontae, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. Sean A, good to see you. Michelle. Dallas folks, but it's good to see you. No, we're going to get into that thumbnail. We got stuff to talk about. Is there a doctor in the house? Dr. D. Kenobi in the building. Schmicky, always good to see you. Brandon, good to see you. Mr. Anderson. Let's see. It don't matter, Isaac, because you ain't going to call in. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So, yeah, I promise I'm not going to run my mouth off. I tell like too much, right? For a call-in show. Do all the talking. They've never taken any calls. Well, I get to top of my goddamn, but other than that, people be like, I want to get in. I'd be tired. I'm old. But let's talk about it, right? So the emasculation of black men, is this a real thing? Is this something that the patriarchy is making up? Whatever. It's real. It's very real. It's really real, nigga. I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you something. And do with it as you will, right? I have not honestly even read the article because it's sickening to me, right? It's very sickening. And, I have views that are a little bit nuanced, if you will. Like, I don't hate the alphabet community, right? I don't hate anybody. Just don't have much, if anything, in common with them, right? Our principles, our ideologies are just not the same. I don't wish harm upon anybody unless you cause harm upon others, then you deserve, whatever repercussions you get. I don't encourage violence unless it's the only means available, and as a means of self-defense or resolution, whatever, right? But I do feel that if you're new here, you may not understand some of the stuff. If you've been here a while, you kind of you got it. You figured me out at this point. Um, when I say men, I'm always referring to straight men, right? When I say men, um, but I don't, like I said, I don't have beef with all. I don't have beef with anybody, but the alphabet community. I just don't like flamboyant people. Period. So if you're overly effeminate homosexual who's extremely flamboyant, I'm not gonna like you. I mean, it just is what it is. I don't like people who crave attention for no reason. I would think that y'all would be able to assume I'm generally a pretty chilled out person, generally a very mellow person. I don't like drawing a bunch of unnecessary attention. And like I said, I don't go sticking my nose in places. I don't go intervening and interrupting other people, like conversation and things like that. I'm pretty to myself. I don't really even comment much on other channels or stuff. Well, I don't even watch a lot of the stuff, but it is what it is. So, like I say, just giving clarity and understanding. Flamboyant women, can't stand them. If y'all notice a trend, if y'all noticing a trend that the women I talk about, it's because they're flamboyant. Loud hair colors, crazy clothing, doing these things to generate attention for no reason whatsoever other than, hey, I exist, look at me. I don't like people like that. So just throwing that little caveat out there as we get into these things. All right. Like I said, I've been avoiding this for probably 2 or 3 days now. Excuse me. I shared the link in the Discord. So if you read the article, kudos. I have not. I just saw the pictures in it and thought it was very disgusting. And just thought I'd share it because it kind of goes along with, what we're talking about. That's the wrong thing. I am looking for this right here. This is what I'm looking for. Everything else is popping up, but what I need, this is what I need. Hold on, let's try this again. There it is. For some reason, it popped up when I didn't want it to, but whatever, right? Piece of shit. All right, there we go. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna be honest. Like this initial picture, like it's just terrible. Like this is as far as an article I've got. What you're about to see now, because it's fucking disgusting. It's fucking sick. Like I don't see how, bro. It's fucking nasty. I gotta kick my feet up and relax with this. I don't understand the science. But anyway, let's get to it. Are men being emasculated? Are black men being emasculated? I believe that this thing, there's a wave of emasculation going across the board, across all races. I don't think it's just a black thing, but I do believe that blacks are pushed to the forefront of it. They always say, oh, the blacks got the style this way. Like people follow that image, or maybe they're just more willing to do the goofy shit than other people are, right? And then they're more willing to abandon the natural order of things for whatever reason. I've already told you, I personally feel that black alphabets put the alphabet, whatever letter they may be, before their blackness. You see it time and time again. There's this disillusion mentality, of this patriarchy shit, when the black community in America is the only matriarchy, especially that I know of in such a widespread way, aside from that one village in Africa where all the chicks basically left and they live amongst each other. There's like no dudes, right? And so dudes wouldn't be affected by that because there's no dudes to be feminized or affected or impacted by that because they don't live in that community. So there's a problem. But like I say, niggas, how did Dan say it? I'm probably going to misquote it. But a nigga's whole purpose is to be seen. And that's kind of where we are right now, right? You've got niggas who want to be females and act like that. But let's look at the article. Y'all can see I'm doing everything in my power to like avoid reading this article. But this points out to why, yes, there is a problem happening. I'm doing my best not to show the rest of this picture. Okay. The rest of this picture. Well, Heidi, there's a stigma, stereotype with Asian folks. You know, I don't know. Some people like rice, some people don't. Maybe they need two husbands. I don't know. I don't know what community. That sounds like a community you would like to be in, Ashley. To say that my thing with the agenda is how the fuck they make up less than 5% of the population but get represented in every venue to the max, and how the fuck nobody says. That's my thing. Like, let's just keep it across the board. Let's keep it realistic. Like, even like I say with the alphabets, even with niggas, like you got niggas front running every goddamn show in the world now. Hey, I like to see white action heroes too. Like, hey, I fuck with Wesley. You know, I fuck with what was it, Michael Jai White, you know, action heroes of this nature. But I also like the Liam Neesons. I like the Liam Neesons, the Arnolds when he was back in his prime. He's old as shit now. You know, I like the what's it? Not the Deplorables. That's a whole different thing. The Dependables, whatever that movie was, like over the top crazy action. I didn't like Terry Crews' character that much, but whatever. You know, hey, I like diversity in my character. I'll watch some fucking what is it? Bandito, whatever it is with yeah, I'm dating myself. I'm not naming nothing fucking recent. This nigga naming all these old ass movies. Antonio Banderas, you know, the mariachi. Like, I like diversity. I don't want niggas in every fucking movie. I get tired of seeing niggas. I see enough niggas on a daily basis, right? No, I don't. But with the news and everything else. But it's crazy how they want us to overrepresent that shit, but when it comes to the actual crime and the fuckery that niggas doing, they don't want to represent that. I'm just a person who like, let's call shit as it is. Like, give me the fucking truth. Like, be honest with me. If there's a problem, let's address it so we can fucking fix the problem, not let the fucking cancer spread and then it's too fucking late. And then everybody's sitting there fucking looking stupid and everybody gets fucked over. Well, you clocked out. If the issue is this, let's call it like it is. Let's find a way to address it. Let's, you know, do whatever the fuck we need to do to resolve this matter instead of trying to play like this shit don't exist. Like, this is what pisses me the most off about us playing these games with these people who live in these imaginary fantasy fucking lands. And, you know, they want to be just the Billy Porters of the world. All this like goofy shit. Like, the fucking Black Fairy Godmother's a dude. Like, I'm still waiting. Where's the? Like I said, I asked. I don't know if anybody answered it right, but I was like, where's the black male, the straight one, not some princess? Where's that Disney character, right? And here's another thing we talk about. And I got to tell you niggas that like we talk about all this Disney shit, and people talking about, oh, we're gonna leave Disney alone, and they're doing all the weird shit. A lot of you niggas not gonna stop watching ESPN, are you? You know, y'all willing to make that sacrifice? Because motherfuckers tell me we're gonna cancel Disney. Disney owns ESPN. I have no problem not watching none of it, right? I have no problem like cutting none of it. I don't give a shit. Like, I'll be fine without television. Like, I could care less. Well, like I said, how deep are you, you know, into your beliefs? But anyway, it's just this representation shit. Yeah, representation matters, but represent it according to the numbers. Blacks are dwindling in this country. Now we're talking percentages. We're dwindling, right? I talked about the thing yesterday was what in March alone, it was 220,000 illegal immigrants across the board. I think know of, right? Millions have come in. You know, that's a large city. That's a major metropolitan area, right? That's that's bigger than most suburbs. 1 million motherfucking, this is probably an estimated guess, right? You're not catching everybody. So if you have, and I'm sure they're not all Hispanics. We're seeing all kind of other cultures and motherfuckers coming in. They stopped the fucking Haitians though. They're like, oh, you niggers? Absolutely not. Go back where you came from. Get on that plane and skedaddle. But like imagine just a million new motherfuckers of various other races other than black, right? We were already at 13%. We already, shout out to Dan again for he would say, what was it that in New York, more babies were aborted than born, right? So the numbers are dwindling, but you want more representation than ever. The racism, it doesn't fucking exist. Like, it's virtually non-existent. Like, there are racist individuals out there, and I'm sure there's racist groups out there. Cool beans. These motherfuckers are super losers, right? Like, I look at it like this, okay? If you are white and you're blaming black folks for your lack of success, you're a loser. If you're black and you're blaming white people for your lack of success, you're a loser. If you're blaming anybody for your lack of ability to get ahead, you're a fucking loser, right? If you're blaming anybody other than yourself, you're a fucking loser. So these groups who are just mad about this, and there's a bunch of fucking losers having loser meetings, right? It is what it is. And if you're afraid, go to church, get a gun, do something. I don't know. You figure it out. Whatever works best for you. I like to have the physical ability. You know, hey, it's good to be spiritual, but sometimes it's good to be actionable. I really don't want to read this. I don't fucking want to read it. But, you know, it's the representation that blows my mind that has become such a big thing. And it's to the point where niggas is the one that lose out of all this. And they don't realize that they're continuing to lose by pushing this fucking agenda. They're losing. They're worried about shit that's irrelevant, that does not fucking matter. And we're losing. But anyway, getting back to the emasculation, the feminization of men in America, but I feel especially black men, because we're, like I said, you're already in a matriarchy. You're already, you know, a lot of niggas in jail. You got a lot of niggas. What is it? It was almost 50%, 40 something. Like I say, it was a stat man of it put in there of men that don't have kids. Right. And then, like I said, the black woman's not your ally. So this is a huge problem. I saw a comment today. And I'm going to say it after all this. And I won't say it hurt my soul, but it's very true. It's very true. But hear me out. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Wade situation. Anyway, further to the right of this picture is a fucking hairy dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just kind of I'm just trying to keep it like, you know, there. And I apologize. I've been going, you know, I've just been going all over the place, right? Really, this is a terrible fact. I'm probably slouching right now. I think I should sit up. You know what I'm saying? So niggas want to be bitches now. Niggas want to wear lingerie. That's for females. Dog, you better put you some boxer drawers on, and that's about as social. Maybe some silk ones. That's about as lingerie as it gets for a man, right? Like, niggas want to get on this weird shit. So carry on. And that's why when groups of people say certain things that they say that motherfuckers want to sit there and be offensive, like I see these things, and so I can't even get mad because, again, it's always a nigga willing to go out here and do this shit. As a multidisciplinary artist, what does that fucking mean? That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Who explores black and queer identity. Like I say, these are people who put the shades on. Apparently this guy has one lens is black. It's blackened out and the other lens is rainbow colored. This is how he sees everything in life. Takes self-portraits from his home and studio wearing women's lingerie, but he finds that bodysuits and bottoms because it's for fucking females, dude. Here's fucking... You're trying to fill a space that ain't supposed to be filled. Anyway. Whatever. Let's just scroll through this. But he found some company, a men's lingerie that makes bodies. Like this, just say the dude's a cross-dresser or whatever the fuck he is. That's just what it is. You're I don't want to read this article. I'm not gonna finish this. I'm not. I'm I'm not. I ain't even got time for it, bro. I don't even got fucking time. I don't got I don't got time for these people. Because like I say, one, America's in dire straits, right? And it's mainly because of people like this who care more about their fucking say, go fuck on whoever the fuck you want. Nobody gives a fuck. Fuck yourself. Like go do whatever the fuck you gotta do. Who cares? You're mad because people don't want to embrace your fuckery. I'm like, dog, who the fuck gives a shit? And like I said, I cannot stand in alignment with males like these, not men, males like this, because they don't serve. Made me want to fucking rip a dread out. I'm getting angry. They don't serve the cause whatsoever. They don't offer benefit to anybody, whether you're black, whether you are beneficial in America. Like, these people benefit themselves and themselves only. They're selfish, narcissistic, and strange, right? Imagine getting upset. Imagine writing an article about a motherfucker wearing men's line. Like, if a motherfucker's looking for that shit, let them find it and let them go do whatever the fuck they gonna do with it. Who the fuck cares? This is New York Times. I'll never pay for a fucking subscription to that shit. Like, fucking, this is what you're putting out as news now. This is the New York Times. I thought this was once like a prestigious paper or, medium. Or is this the shit you're pushing? Back to your feminization. Like I said, you got the little Nas X's out there, right? And the reason I have a problem with this shit is because these days the gays are allowed to get away with, the alphabets are allowed to get away way more than straight people ever have, right? Like that fucking weird ass music video. The motherfucker comes out and says he's mad. He wants to offend everybody because he feels, that the motherfucker got hatred in his heart. But we promote this shit. The motherfucker's openly said that he's got hatred in his heart, right? For all the stuff straight people did and made me feel. Now, nigga, you were a nobody. Like, didn't you say you barely had the money to buy that fucking Old Town Road beater you got like off the internet for like a cheap deal or something? So it's like, the only person who did some shit was your family. Like, go piss off your fucking family. Like, we don't care. But then, like I said, you got these motherfuckers who are mad at straight who don't give a shit about you or mind their own business. The only reason straight people get offended is because you try to push the shit in their fucking face. I have never attacked a gay person ever, right? I may minimize my dealings, you know what I mean, with whatever. Because like I said, if it's a business arrangement or whatever else it may be, you do business, you move on. But I don't have any long-term affiliations or associations. That's my right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that this shit that they got going on where they're trying to force you, like we watched some of the shit yesterday, you need to be emotionally, I don't need to be emotionally invested in shit, but myself, my family, the things that I actually care about, people I actually know, and I don't interact with people of that ilk like that, right? So the people you need to be concerned with is the people who actually give a fuck about you. And obviously, a lot of these people don't have very many people that give a fuck about them. And part of the problem is with these different groups is, and Well, Far Star, you ain't got to be here. You can leave. You're willing, and nobody force you to come. If you don't like it, scram. So, like I said, these groups that force this stuff and have to push it out there because they just crave and seek this attention. That's the shit that it's frustrating, right? Like, I don't see this in my day to day life. When I go out and about and minding my own business, yeah, you're going to see a little limp wristed dude here. You're going to see some kind of questionable, something here and there. But for the most part, this is non-existent. But you cut on the fucking television, you cut on the fucking internet, you cut on, any kind of electronic device for some type of entertainment, and they're all over the place. This is the prevalent, hey, respect their wishes and agendas and stuff. And again, like I said, what it is when it was just, hey, we all want equal rights, I'm for that. Everybody should be treated fairly. Everybody should be treated with decency, right? I think you earn respect, but I'm not just going to blatantly come out and say, oh, you like to dip in the chocolate. Shame on you. You're a bad person. No, absolutely not. That's not my bag. But I'm not going to praise you for having deviant sexual activities, right? That's up to you. Whatever you do in your bedroom is what you do in your bedroom. Whatever I do in my bedroom is what I do in my bedroom. But with the emasculation, like I said, you got the little Nas X's. You push them to the forefront. You got who was the other one? What's another one? The Billy Porters. They pushed them to the forefront. Like, you're telling me there wasn't a quality black woman who could have took that role, right? So you got this just egregious shit that get pushed by these people, and why? Like, what is the purpose? Who benefits from it? I don't think anybody does. Because what you have is you have women, especially black women, we're talking about black men emasculation, and we're already talking about we live in a matriarchy. They feel like that empowers them and puts them on par and on cue with the male. If you weaken him, instead of them being stronger, you strong black woman, you weaken the male and puts him on par. It doesn't do that. It just means you ain't got nobody to protect you when shit gets real. Because what do them motherfuckers do? They fight you just like females fight you, right? You've seen that shit time and time again because they think they are females. So they fight you just like a chick will fight you. And if a straight man was to intervene, it'd be a hate crime, right? So we just got to let them whoop your ass and watch and laugh about it. Like, this is what you signed up for. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry, sis. I'd like to help you, but hate crime. Don't need that on my resume. But I was saying there was a saying, and I'm opening up the line here, right? There was something I saw earlier, and like I said, it made me extremely sad because the black woman now, they rephrase it differently. I'm making it more specific to blacks. I think it's the black thing. The black woman would rather see, and hear me out, I don't know if y'all agree or disagree with this. The black woman, you're either gay or somewhere in the alphabet community. I guarantee it, Farstar. That's the only people say that. A black woman would rather see a black man with a white man than a white woman. When I first saw that, I was like, that's crazy. It's fucking true. They go out and they congratulate and big up all this, limp-wristed behavior. And they go in and they push this like this is the movement, the progressive. We need to get rid of ain't no nuclear family. Them niggas ain't been nuclear families in the black community since the fucking 60s, right? And again, who's been losing that whole time? Black women, lowest percent married, and the most out of shape. All the negatives have been applied, and it's very unfortunate, right? Because I hate to see black women put in that position, but it is what it is. It's something that they chose. But when I heard this, it hurt my heart a little bit. It hurt my heart a little bit, right? It hurt my heart to hear that, but it's fucking true. Because they will go in and try to tear a nigga down. Let an athlete go get with a white chick. Let a nigga go fuck on a Kardashian. They hate that shit. Now let a black chick go get with a white dude. Go ahead, queen. You know what I'm saying? But they'll big up some gay dude doing whatever shenanigans he's up to. They would rather see a black man with a white man than they would a white woman. That's crazy stuff. That's crazy. No, I absolutely already know. But my thing is, well, welcome. You would be our first trans there, far star. But again, we're gonna talk like we talking here, whether you be or not. Everybody's welcome here. But my thing is just like, bro, it's freezing. Is it freezing up on y'all? Y'all let me know. I see it's had a little couple of frame drops there a second ago. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, right, I'm gonna say this last thing, and I'm gonna open up the line. I promise. I'm not gonna. I promise. Just give me 2 and 2. Actually, I hope you call tonight because I want to fight with you. Made me lose my train of thought. Talk about actually, the phobics, right? Is it a bad thing? Like, it's not even that it's a bad thing, right? They hit you with all of, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, they call you fat phobic now. So what? And that's the problem. People have, don't call me racist, don't call me phobic, don't call me. Like, I don't give a shit. Because what you think that means, 1, doesn't apply to me. 2, doesn't mean that. And so it's just like, I don't care. You can call me all the phobics. You can be called bigots. You can call me all of these things because it's not true. 1, I care about people. I told you in the beginning, I just don't like flamboyant people who bring nothing to the table, who are self-centered, selfish, and just attention-seeking. People who are attention-seeking are not beneficial to others, right? Because it's all about them, not what they do for other people, like not what they provide. I believe society functions on reciprocation. Like, you take, but you must also give. That's why I say in certain situations, like with the immigration thing, if you got a lot of people coming in and they're not contributing to society, I'm not saying that they're not, they may find jobs in little Mexico or something, but overall, they're not contributing back to America, but they're taking the benefits from America. That's not good. That's where societies crumble. When you have all these people who feel like I deserve to be treated like this and this because of this cosmic lottery that I won, or I feel like I've won, some shit that I have no control over. I'm black, so I should be. Bro, I didn't push the button before, the egg was inseminated that said black. I didn't get the Scantron that filled out all the little shit before, my mother was impregnated, that I got to determine where I was going, right? My little soul didn't get to, pick which sperm I was going to end up in. You just are what you are, man. You make the most of what you got and go for it. When you sit there crying and just worried about shit, especially shit that you as an individual you just heard about, right? And it can be a tragedy, but all you did was hear about it. You didn't experience this shit. Like, I don't care. It's irrelevant. Like, move the fuck on. And so that's my deal. Like, I don't like people who don't contribute back to society. I don't like people who, unnecessarily seek attention. And there's a 3-letter word that fits that. And I've said that there are some people, and not necessarily just because they're homosexual, that applies to. It applies to a lot of straight people. A lot of straight people. It applies to women. It applies to some homosexuals too. But I think there's more quote unquote straight people that applies to than the homosexuals. But homosexuals just kind of got a monopoly on the term in most people's eyes. I just use it differently. Now, with that being said, let's open up the Denline. Bro, I'm telling you, man, look, there's nothing more that black women hate than a black man who's doing well for himself ended up with a white woman. A nigga that they didn't even give a fuck about. A nigga that they would have never given the light of fucking day, right? Soon as he gets with a white chick, he's a piece of shit. He's a scumbag. He was all kind of whack niggas and all this shit beforehand. Like, you didn't care about him. As soon as he got with a white chick, he's even worse. It's very sad. It's very sad. Sad. He just gets skinny, keep him. Yeah, and that's Fat phobia. I'm fat right now. I'm using all my fat privilege as I'm en route to losing weight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like I'm on my goal as well. Because look, here's the thing. And we talk about shit. Oh, this don't look good. That don't look good, bro. I told y'all. I looked at myself in the mirror at 297 fucking pounds, and I was disgusted. Disgusted. Like, ugh. Who wants this? I looked at Lady Honcho like, yeah, shame on you. But it's just like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? So when I talk about other motherfuckers, it's not like I treat myself the same way. That's what I said, man. My philosophy is this, bro. Anybody can get it, including myself. So act accordingly. Nobody's off limits. Nobody gets special privilege. Nobody gets special treatment. Look, dog, anybody can get it, right? Nobody's special. I'm not special. Y'all may be special to me, but in reality, the totality of things, y'all ain't special. We're all human beings, right? It is what it is. I am 6'3". So that's just kind of where I'm at, right? You got spotted a white chick with World 3 had him. Yeah, that's what, man, look. Back in, man, look, I remember back at Lee. I was with the white girl for a little bit. I was the only chick I was with, as far as everybody knew. You know, I was faithful. Motherfuckers was mad. He dates my girl. He think he did this. Like, well, bitch, you wasn't even fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't even fucking with me at all. But then I get with the white. Now y'all want to talk shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's wild shit, bro. It's fucking wild. People are wild. All right, let me boot up the line. Actually, I was very skinny when I first met Lady Honcho. All that good cooking got me plumped up. Eating good will do it to you. What do they say? The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That's why these modern women can't keep a man's heart. They think throwing some fucking pussy at him is gonna keep him. Like, bitch, everybody, all those got pussy. Niggas getting fake pussies and fake uteruses now. Right? Hold on, this thing is updating. Whatever this thing is. Man, look. Now this shit won't talk shit. Like, so learn like in now, but if you ask me, I seen some shit today. Motherfucker talking about, hey, cooking is tantamount to slavery. Like, what? What? Cooking is the equivalent of slavery? It's like, this is where we are, bro. This is the modern woman. Cooking is slavery. So like, are the motherfuckers who are in the who are working in the fucking kitchens at these places that you're ordering DoorDash from, are these slaves? Are you supporting slave labor if that's the case? Like, that's what I say, the modern woman, I look, motherfuckers brag on youth all the time. Y'all can have that shit. I would not trade any amount of money to be young right now. Like, I'm lying, but for the most part, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like if you were young and want a relationship, it's you fuck out of luck. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you got to battle all, especially if you're straight, you got to battle all the lesbians now. It's like an influx of lesbians. All of the chicks is, and then you don't know. Anyway, let me open up this line. Let me just stop talking. I said I was going to stop talking. Y'all be getting me on a tangent. All right, 832-397-6087. Call in to the Denline. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Ashley been in there talking all kind of yin yang, but she ain't gonna call in. She probably got a couple of Starbucks in her hand right now. Oh, she talks shit about white people. Well, she got a venti latte, yakamate. Yeah, it's yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just like it's I don't know, man. I feel sorry for the kids. Like, y'all got mamas that don't cook for y'all. I got mamas that get that fucking melting Velveeta over some fucking nacho cheese Doritos, calling it nachos. Baby, I made some nachos for you when you get home from school. The fuck is this shit? The fuck is this? This ain't nachos. You know what I'm saying? Dog. I bet, man. In reality, it's who you with? What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
This is Devontae. What's going on, Honcho?
Devontae, what's good, man? Devontae Swain, what's going on, man? What's on your mind this evening?
Man, I'm mad you said that now because that's my name. That's exactly how I got it, Devontae Swain.
No shit.
Literally. For real. My cousin, rest in peace, he said, Auntie, go ahead and name him Devontae Swain. And yeah, that's Jodeci. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
wild. Hey, man, you know, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Jodeci has probably brought a lot of lives into this world.
Hey, look. And it tripped me out because the first time I heard my song was on the Tupac. The first time I heard my name was on the Tupac song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he talking about me. I'm legit. But you know I had to call in. You know I had to call in. This is interesting that you said this because I was actually just thinking about it earlier today when I saw the post that Dwayne Wade's son put up, my daughter's son. But I just got a quick question for you, Honcho, really quick. Define phobia for me.
I always looked at phobia as meaning a fear of something, right? But now they've kind of altered the definition, as I've seen it recently, to mean fear or hate for.
See, no, you can't go change the definitions because then we could change definitions about everything, and then that messes with society. So I don't understand how the world is a fear phobia, a homophobia, transphobia. I'm not scared of nobody. I don't have a fear of them. I'm cool with them. I don't, like you said, difference in opinion. I'm a Christian. We can go down that rabbit hole if y'all want to, but y'all really ain't gonna go there. But there's no point of a phobia with that. Now, as far as the emasculation, I honestly think this all started when people, mainly women, had to play both roles when there was no lack of fathers in the home. Because when you have a lack of fathers, you can't get that leadership.
Yeah.
Because I was watching when I was younger. I was watching Tupac Resurrection, and he said, he's thankful for his mother raising him, which she did a good job. But it takes a man to teach a man how to be a man. There's some things that you can't teach from a woman's perspective because you haven't gone through it. You don't know it. You can't understand it. And so now we have the people coming in who are being brought up, seeing mommy play both sides. Mommy, daddy, mommy, daddy, mommy, daddy. Just like I say, you can't teach a woman how to be a woman if you're a dad because there's certain things that you won't understand. When a girl has her period and everything else, and you're just like, why are you tripping on your emotions right now? You have to be sensitive to that. That's one thing I don't want to deal with as a dad, but I got to deal with it. I already said when I was younger, as soon as that happens, I'm going to give her a trainer bra and give her to her mama, which is my wife, but I'm going to just be there. I'm going to let her handle that because she has that experience. For me, I'll just go get the food whenever you need it because I know women on periods, they want food. Anyway, you have that generation being raised up, which is partially my generation. I don't know, like 27 is we, like Gen Z, Gen X. I don't even know what gen I am, but whatever it is, you had that generation being brought up, and you had the generation before me, the 70s, the 80s, and a little bit of the 60s, that was like the crack generation. And then 70s, 80s, a little bit of 60s, the crack generation. So you have the crack generation flow down into lack of fathers. Lack of fathers flow down into I'm independent, I don't need nobody. Flow down into all these men being brought up. I see mom playing both sides of the fence. Granted, my mom did that for a little bit of time. She was married, and then a douchebag she was with cheated on her. But that's a whole nother story. But the emasculation, I think, started with that independent movement because there was no leadership. And when there's no leadership, stuff crumbles. So now you have a new generation of men being brought up who are either one of two things. Woman beaters, because it's what they saw, because their mama, they did the dude, beat on them again and again and again. And you have the women who are brought up in that too. And then you have the men who are brought up fully in touch, feminist, like you said, flamboyant. So you have that, and the people in the world see that, and we want representation. We want all these things. But what does it matter if we're only 13% of the population and going down as it is? I'd rather have a guy in pants sagging to see a dude walking down the street with a skirt on. Much less a black dude walking down the street with a skirt on.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I'm not for the whole sagging thing either. I was always taught coming up, pull your pants up. You ain't got, your pants don't fit, wear a belt. I don't know how in the world people sag with skinny jeans, pull it up to like half your thigh, the rest of your behind be out. I don't get it, but that's what I see with it. Yeah. And I think that we have to get back to allowing men to be men, because it also comes up to the fact that there was a point in time when it was keep your hands to yourself, don't touch nobody will touch you. Then it became, think like a man, act like whatever Steve Harvey book said. I'm putting my hands on a dude if he think he bigger than me. Whatever. I'm putting my fingers all in his face, like old girl from Baby Boy, Taraji P. Henson. Yeah. I'm gonna do all that and not expect someone who, let's be real, who was immature in the mind as a boy. Age don't mean nothing because they'll be immature in the mind. To not retaliate in an anger way. That's how you end up in the hospital with a busted lip and a broken eye socket. Because you push that man to his limit, and now you're in the hospital. So now that you're in the hospital, and you got the, I can do this, I can hit my dude, I can do this, the man can't hit me, da-da-da-da-da. Men had to be quiet. And what happens when a person get quiet? They don't defend themselves. What happens when a person don't defend themselves? They let whoever's above them do whatever they want. Granted, I think we started to slowly see a shift in that recently, but that's just how I feel on it, man. I don't think that it's gonna change anytime soon, because everything is a pandering, especially to black people. Everything's a pandering. Everything's playing off of emotions. Like you said, they'll rather see some dude with a black dude with a white dude than a black dude and a white girl. When
crazy.
Black girls was giving the dude no play.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to give it to you, but you ain't giving me no play. So I did with the white girl who at least remembered my name. You just call me nigga and bum and broke and every other adjective and every other pronoun and every other word that comes to your mind. But this person over here actually took the time to get to know me. What you think I'm going to go with? That's common sense. So I think the emasculation of a black man started when we had lack of fathers in the home. Because you will notice, and everybody, over the age of 40, 35 will know this, there was none of that beforehand. There was no lack of leadership in the homes, but beforehand, the fathers were there. The fathers were present. The fathers were around. Even if the mother and daddy didn't get along, the father was still there. And I think it just started with the lack of fathers, lack of men being around. Even for me, when I was growing up, before my mother got married, I made sure to always put strong men around me personally. I see how they are with other kids. I'd be like, hey, can you mentor me in this? Can you teach me this? Can you teach me that? Because I wanted that, and I knew I needed that, and I knew my mom could have given me everything I needed. When my mom was married, At that time, it was my stepdad. Hey, Dad, can you teach me this? Can you tell me this? Can you tell me this? When I got out on my own, I was by myself, I still looked for that because they had experience living on your own, doing A, B, C, D, teaching me things that I needed to be taught that my parents didn't teach me because they didn't have the experience I was in with being in the military, traveling to different places, dealing with different cultures. So, I had to look for that. But overall, I just think it started with the lack of the home, lack of the fathers in the home. And without that, it'll continue to get worse because we won't have no foundation. You don't look up, and in a minute, it's just going to be, like I said in the comments, women trying to be dudes, dudes trying to be women. And it's not made that way.
Yeah.
It's not made that way. People are not made that way. Men and women are designed for a specific reason. There's certain things that men could do that women cannot do. Certain things that women can do that men cannot do. It's made that way. We can't switch roles because of how we feel. If that's the case, I feel like a Harvard professor right now.
With tenure.
and I feel like I could do a better job than President Biden right now. A doggone well I can't. But because I feel that way, I should be able to get put into that role. Nah, it's not fair. That's my comment, man.
And I agree with you when you mention about how the man not being in the house, especially not having that immediate go-to, and what do you hear? Even if you hear the rappers, and I'm not saying taking their advice, but what do they say? Oh, daddy wasn't in the house, so I look to the niggas on the block. You're gonna look for that next most immediate male figure. And then if it's a point where you just can't find one, and there's a lot of these households where these women are angry, they hate men, they hear mama talk shit about every man that's come through and some of these questionable uncles, and you're a son, you don't want to be on mama's bad side. So a lot of these sons start, flipping the script because they start acting more feminine and doing more feminine things they want mama to. But, and that's what I say to with single moms who have raised sons, and they say, I believe that you are a great mother, but somewhere along the way, that young man found, a mentor or somebody, whether it was a coach, like I said, it could have been an uncle, it could have been somebody, some male figure influenced him. Like you did everything you could as a mom to get him to a certain point, but there's a certain point where that male figure has to take over to get him there. But I got a question with the way a lot of the women are now, we said with the independence, and it's a lot of angry rhetoric. I mean, especially between black men and women, they call niggas bullet bags, and it's just a lot of hate. It's a lot of anger. Women like that. Who was that chick? Ashley was talking, Cynthia G, and a lot of these other chicks who push this hate black men message, and it's thousands and thousands of women. If not more than that, because of they've been scorned or done bad, feel the same way. Do you feel like, there's a way that we can come back from this, or this ultimately going to be, to our detriment?
I feel, you got me thinking on that one, Honcho. I feel man, I'm really stumped right now, man, because I feel like we can make a comeback and get better, but it has to be strong enough to make a presence. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'll hark back to the women independent thing. We always see on Father's Day, I play mommy and daddy. We always see that, right?
That shit make me so bad. Oh, that shit makes me so angry. That shit, you never see men on Mama's Day. I'm Mama here. There's a lot of single fathers. You never see that.
Yeah.
Never seen that. That shit make me so mad.
Right.
I'm sorry, girl.
Right. No, you good. I think that it has to be enough of a force where it has to make a stand. We see the post on Mother's Day. We see the movies that is literally like the same movie all the time. The mama working 2 jobs, You know, the kids woke up late. She's putting food on the table. She's still in her work outfit from the first job. She's got to hurry up, get to the second job. She got fired from the second job. The kids acting up at school. We don't know what's going to happen to the kid. And then all of a sudden they get in sports and they just propel to the NFL, the NBA. But I think that it has to be a struggle and a push where we begin to truly honor fathers. We have to truly honor fathers, because as much as we look at all these people who critique black men and, you know, hate black men, they hate the black men that they experience. They don't speak for the rest of people. You know, when I was growing up, I'll tell you a quick story. I got denied so many times as a teenager because I was corny, and my wife will tell you I was corny. She still thinks I'm corny. That's why she, you know, ignored me for 5 years. But we joke about it now. You know, like they joked about Russell Wilson being corny, but he got Sierra. So, you know, when I used to get teased on that, it hurt. But I was raised by my mom. That's all I knew. But when I finally got a stepdad and brothers and people to teach me things, I finally learned how to do things. I finally learned how to truly be a man and be a young man at that. So I think that it can be done, but it has to be strong enough to where people back it up. Like how people got behind the black men don't cheat thing. For one, that's the dumbest statement ever, because everybody cheats. I'm sorry, everybody cheats. I am 27 years old, and in my past relationships, I have cheated. Not proud of it. Did I do it? Yeah. Why? I don't know, but I did it. Hey, can't change it. But everybody cheats. So if we get a statement that say black fathers need to be in the home, then we'll see a push. If we can get as much power as the alphabet community, and I love everybody, do not take this the wrong way if you're listening and you're a part of the alphabet community. If we can get enough power to get a series on Netflix to promote black fatherhood from different point of views, from people who were in the street life that have changed their lives, from people who are prior military kids being brought up, because that's one thing that is a hell on in itself, from single dads to generations of names like Richard Smith Sr., Richard Smith Jr., Richard Smith III. If we can get a movie like that that shows the power of black fathers, then we'll have the stamp of approval that we need from everybody else, because then everybody will start paying attention to it. The reason why, you know, all this stuff is being pushed for the, you know, the alphabet agenda is because people got behind it. The president got behind it, both Obama and Biden. Okay. Companies got behind it. Companies got behind the CRT, got behind white privilege, got behind, you know, Christian privilege, got behind all this other privilege stuff. But nobody's gone behind black fathers. But they want to support the organization that wants to get rid of the nuclear family and not have black fathers in the home, which is Black Lives Matter. So if Black Lives mattered, wouldn't dads want to be included in that, or isn't just black lives to get beat down by the police and not really black dads?
We used a bunch of dead black fathers to promote that. They had no problem using, you know, the bodies of those men. If I'm not mistaken, they were all, pretty much almost all of them were fathers, from Philando, Castile, and, you know, you say what you want about Floyd or whatever, you know, here and or there, but all of these men were fathers, but yet you want to, you know, get rid of the nuclear family. So, yeah, that's a wild deal. But
I think it can happen, but if there's a big enough push behind it. You know, we see what the power of the pen could do. The power of the pen is the most powerful thing in the world. Besides any word, besides any lyric, besides any movie, besides any picture, the power of the pen is the most powerful thing in the world, because it could change or end anything. You could sign something in a contract, you could write it off, say it's no longer needed. The power of the pen is the most powerful thing. So we could get something to where we promote black fathers, as much as we love to say, oh, dad, girl, and everything else. I'm a girl dad. I have a 4-year-old who looks like a 6-year-old because she's so tall. But she knows when mommy says something, when daddy says something, there's a difference in voice and there's a difference in discipline. We have to have discipline back in the home. We have to have fathers back in the home. The father is the protector. The father knows what to do. The father is the one that knows how to provide for the family. Not saying the mother can't, but the mother is the nurturer of the family. She's the one who holds the family together. She's the one that will wipe the tears. The dad is the one that always say, if my daughter's heart gets broken, my wife is the one to wipe the tears. I'm the one to go get the shotgun. Period. Because it's a protection thing. It's a protection. Boys are protective for their mama. We've seen that. Man, don't talk about my mama, man. You talk about everybody else. Don't talk about my mama. So let's bring that up for the dads. Let's bring that up for dads. Don't talk about my dad, man. My dad raised me. My dad gave me this name. You talk about my name all you want to. My dad gave me this name. Whatever you want to say. But we need to have something that's concrete. I get enough of a push as we'd have had a push of white people as racist down our throat, as oppressive behavior down our throat, as the alphabet soup down our throat. When a couple years ago it was the mix, it was the mixed relationships. On I remember Honey Nut Cheerios had a whole commercial that sent people to a tizzy.
Yeah,
because it was people just lost their mind over some cereal and who was in the cereal commercial. But we ain't saying nothing about two dudes kissing on the screen for a movie or a commercial. It's inclusive. Everybody else want to ally. Where's the dad? Where's the black dad's ally? Where's the black dad's ally? You know what I'm saying? Where's the hashtag, hashtag support black dads? I know plenty of black dads that are powerful. All my friends that I grew up with were all married. We all got kids. All my friends in the military I'm cool with, all married, all got kids. And we know the responsibility we have to that. We don't put ourselves in dumb situations to lead our family astray, or we do something else. And I want to say one other thing before I hop off of here. Men have to do the right thing too. Men have to do the right thing too. It can't just be, let's promote the black dad. The dad has to do something too. It can't be missing out on anything. Your job first is to your family. That's what I've come to realize. Your job first is to your family. You protect your family first, everything else will fall into place. If anybody is a Christian, read the Bible, you can see what the Bible says about that. But I'm not going to go down that route because some people who listen may not believe in that. So I'm going to go with this. The father is the head of the household. The mother is the foundation. I would say the father is the roof because it protects. The mother is foundation, solid. Within the house, you have the children. All that together is a good family. I'll say the children would be the beams because they connect the mother and the father together. So within all that put together, you have the roof, the beams, the foundation, all that together, you got the family. But if the roof is missing, then the kids gonna get wet by the outside world. They're gonna get destroyed, debris, snow, whatever you want to think of it. They're gonna get destroyed. If the foundation's not solid, if the mom is gone, or the mom is trying to do two things at one time, it's gonna be off. It's gonna be tilted. So the dad has to do the right thing too. The dad has to be there. The dad has to know this is my responsibility to the earth, to my family, to you. If I brought you into this world, no matter how much I didn't like your mama, I liked her for 20 minutes in the back of a car, I liked her 20 minutes in her room, 2 minutes wherever. It's my responsibility. If I brought you in, I should be willing to truly, truly put down my life for you at the end of the day if it needs to be that way. Honestly. That's just the way I look at it. So that's what I gotta say about the dads. Dads just gotta step up too. Can't just be one way. Go look at what Cam Newton said. Can't just be one way. It gotta be both sides.
Yeah.
Can't just be playing, sucker to the left and not doing your job. It got to be both sides.
Agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. That foundation is necessary, man. You brought up some very interesting thoughts. We might have to see what we can do to get some momentum going behind that idea. Because I think that would be ideal, especially, unfortunately, as Black folks, we respond well to entertainment. If there was a documentary or something like that where you just actually got to see it, because I think that's part of the problem. You have so many women who are angry now because they never had that in their life. They never saw it. And like you said, they've always been around shitty dudes, and especially if you're talking about impoverished and then growing up in environments like that, you've been around a bunch of creeps, you've been around a bunch of motherfuckers who, only goal is to use you and abuse you and then, move on to the next one. And it's a lot of layers to that have to be unraveled. That's an onion. It stinks, but it definitely has to be peeled.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on in that one.
Got to get my 2 cents on it.
I definitely appreciate it. And it's been a minute, so it's definitely always good to chop it up with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I agree. It's just everybody has to step up, and as men, really, we need to take that tougher role. I mean, it's always going to be the burden. It's going to be on the man. So we want those things back. We want those things to happen. It actually starts with the initial selection. So one, the mate you choose, like you mentioned, kind of, getting busy in the back of the car. Hey, if that's a risk you're willing to take with a chick, and just for some raw action for a little bit of pleasure, you take everything that comes with that. She might not pop that plan B, and you better be ready for everything that comes with that. So it's just it's on you, wherever you choose to ski.
And now. Now being a parent and being older and having seen my friends go through, pregnancy at a young age and everything else, I understand why people was like, y'all need to wait till y'all older. I even understand when I say wait till you married, even though people don't do that no more. I'm first to say I did not do that at all. 100% did not. Nope, 100% did not. But waiting for that, because you don't know what could happen. Like you said, she could say, well, yeah, I'll take the plan B. I'll go to the Planned Parenthood, go ahead and get an abortion. 9 months later, you get that phone call like, your child is here, or you get the text messages, like your child is here, and everything else. And that's the scary part of it, because you sitting there, dang, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Diapers cost this much. This costs that much. So, it has to be understanding what you're doing. That's one of the reasons why I cannot stand why people want to be able to talk to kids in a little classroom, unless you're of age to understand what your body's even doing. Talking about, hey, yeah, we're going to talk about what you think is your sexual orientation. I'm not even going to get down that road, Honcho, because I will be on this phone line all night. But, yeah, I think people have to, give an honest thought to, do I really want to do this? And if you do go all the way through with it, if there is, for every action, there's a consequence. Not saying that kids are a consequence, but if you go down that road and she ends up pregnant, or you, as a woman, or you end up pregnant, and you just wanted him because he looked good, or you just wanted her because she's thick and she got tattoos and everything else, and then you stuck with her, do you come to find out she's one of the worst people in the world, or you come to find out he's a woman beater, what are you going to do? Because that kid is brought into the world with a deficit. If the parents aren't there, it's a deficit there. Whether the mom's not there, the dad's not there. I've seen people on both sides grow up with the mom, with the dad, only with the mom, only with the dad. Some turn out cool, some don't. But trying to play both roles from talking to my friends, it's exhausting. So watching my mom do it for 12 and a half years, it's exhausting. So, that's all I gotta say. Cause I know, other people want to get on here. That's all I gotta say, man.
Mr. Vontae, man, as always. Great conversation. I mean, some very valuable. I'm dead serious, but that's definitely something. I mean, shit, with the places like YouTube and everything, that's something that definitely could be done. We gonna have to really sit down and think how that could make that shake. That's something people need, man. Like the something has to counter the current narrative, right? And
Yeah,
it needs to be visual because people just, I mean, a lot of us are visual creatures. It needs to be seen. So, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm gonna look into something like that. We'll
yeah.
figure something out.
We talking we talking about representation. Black dads need representation too. Dads need representation too. Strong black men like yourself, like the other people in this chat, need representation too. Represent everything else. Represent the hood, represent the state, represent the country. We need representation for our own homes that we cover and protect.
So bad, Mr. Devontae, man. When I get off the stream tonight, I'm gonna go listen to some Jodeci. Go put some Jodeci out in the room. My old lady gonna be like, "What's going on? What's going on with you?"
Man, when people find out that's where my name came from, they be like, "Oh man," it's like, "No, no, 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 no! Don't even go down that road." Jodeci, Casey and Jodeci, it's all them, but no, don't go down that road. Just Devontae Swain, don't start singing the songs. Don't start. Nah. it takes some folks now, memory lane, and then I gotta sit there and listen to the stories, and it's just like, oh man, I shouldn't have opened that can of worms. But yeah, it's just, I gotta say, it's just good to hop on the den, man. I know it's been a minute. I've been busy. Damn, my old phone broke, so I had to like hurry up, get my other phone, and I still watch from time to time if I'm
I
not
appreciate that.
asleep, because I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and work out. So because I don't want to be fat phobic towards myself, because I hate myself.
Yeah.
I hate fat people.
I'm beefing with myself right now, so
Yeah,
I need to get on that time.
But yeah, it's good to be back on here. I'm looking forward to look at the chat when I'm talking. And see what some people gotta say. I gotta join the Discord again too, because I got a new phone. All my stuff gonna be re-entered. So
I'll
I'll
make sure to
join the
put the
Discord again. But yeah, man,
so,
that's all I got. Oh, one more thing, Honcho.
yes, sir.
If you do somehow get this whole black dad thing going, just give me a small shout out at the end of the
Oh
credits.
man,
Really
no,
something small, like 2-inch print. Like shout out to Devontae.
you gonna get your credit because I mean, this, like I say, that's a genius idea, man, and like I said, it needs to be put out there, and it's something that needs to be consistently put out there. I mean, there's more than enough black dads to have multiple of these things. So, like I said, it's a great idea, So we'll see what we can do.
Oh snap! Okay, real quick, for real. Last time I'm gonna talk, because I feel like I'm taking up a lot of time here. I was actually talking to my mom about Bruce Jenner, not Caitlyn, but Bruce, and how and how his situation with the Kardashians got so crazy, and people believe it's about the Kardashians anyway, because everybody that they get with, as far as like they either switching genders like Bruce to Caitlyn, or be out on drugs, or got to go to some type of rehab. But it's also, women have to understand that, I don't mean women and like everybody, but situations like the Kardashians, and now putting here Gabrielle Union, because ain't none of this happened with the Wayway's son until she came in the picture. Yeah. Is that some people will destroy a person so bad to when they feel like they got to go be somebody else to find happiness. Because you can't tell me Bruce Jenner was sitting here thinking, I want to be a female. When he was on the Wheaties box, I don't even know. I ain't never seen him run a day in my life. But he was on the Wheaties box, okay? That man set records. You mean to tell me that person is the same person 30, 40 some odd years later was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and emasculate myself so much. I'm gonna change my gender. But I honestly think it has something to do with that family because the energy just wasn't right. Energy's not right. I mean, you can go down the list of examples for the Kardashians, but
every one of them.
like with Gabrielle Union, I don't know what's fully up with her, Dwayne Wade. They're kind of private but public. The whole surrogate. I want to put my hospital gown on and take a picture with the baby that I'm not a birthing person. Don't know what's up with that, but it's whole identity thing, taken to the pride parade, and it's something has to match. And that's when I just kind of look at it like, man, the foundation just wasn't there, and like you said, did all that just for him to be with a girl and the girl to be with a boy. They 12, 13, whatever, and they literally are they're with the person that they said they don't want to be with, but they're with that gender. I don't get it. Because I thought if you was lesbian, you like the same thing I like, and if you was, gay, you like the same thing I got. So I don't know. That's just I don't know, man. But it
straight with extra steps.
So jacked up to where you feel like you just got to change your whole identity. But yeah, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. I'm gonna sit back and watch the comments and debate with people in the comment section because I like to do that. But yeah, man, I appreciate the talk.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Mr. Vontae, and always, man, it's good to hear from you. And we look forward to chopping up with you in the Discord in the near future.
Yes, sir. My wife said, hey, by the way, she always sleep by the time we get on, but she's up tonight, so she said, hey.
Shout out to Mr. Vontae. Miss Swing. That's the last joke I'm gonna make. I got you.
No, you good.
Already. Thank you, sir. Both of y'all have a wonderful evening.
All right, thanks. You too.
All right. I don't know the best call. And if you just called in, you call back. Hold up, screw. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Man, look, I'm here to offend people, bro. I'm just gonna put it on Front Street, bro, and it is what it is. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
They're the motherfucking man with the plan.
Been to Japan, all that jazz. Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to y'all. First off, shout out to Devonta. I think you made a very good point about Black fatherhood and how important it is to the intact unit, which is like it lends to stability in community. Now, if I'm correct, if I heard him correctly, he was mentioning there needs to be some national movement, essentially to basically accentuate Black fatherhood. Show how important it is and things of that nature. If I'm correct, please let me know if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're saying that there should be something like that. The same way, we talk about representation of everything else, and everybody else gets some type of representation. Everybody else has these allies. Where are the allies for Black dads?
That's a good question. Now, I'll put it like this. Oh God. Now, I have to compose my thoughts here because I'm not going to be as eloquent as Mr. Travis. And shout out to him and his wife if they're listening. Look, I'm not going to say anything that's disrespectful to him or his wife, obviously. Now, I'm just going to say, I'm sorry. I'm at a point in my head where I don't think that Black fathers will ever get any sort of national recognition to that level. Now, with this current administration, this current social programming going on, whatever's going on, I don't think it's get to that point. I think it would take, a government-mandated effect like China's doing, how they're restructuring. You'd have to ban kids off of TikTok, 2 hours of video games. You'd have to force men to do military service. You'd have to promote women to get pregnant and stay in the kitchen. Stop getting these corporate jobs. Stop it. Be a mother. Do it for, Mother China or Communist China, whatever the fuck they call themselves nowadays. Fuck commies. Anyway, I think at that point it would have to take a government program or some serious ham-fisted means to unite the Black family together. Straight up, because we've had decades of the opposite. You have, the black woman putting the fist up, glorying in Steinem. Obviously, we already know about the, the quote-unquote Great Society, which led to some of these issues. And, of course, black people signed up for it, mainly black women. But, like I said, there were black men. The whole Vietnam War fucked the blood of black guys. But, that's not the only case. And then there's that one documentary I saw in the 80s, which showed, I think, the black family cause for concern, something of that nature. But I remember Pink Book Lessons did a video on that, showing how, like, look, this baby mama bullshit we see nowadays, this didn't just start in the late 90s, early 2000s. No, this is back in the 80s. A lot of young girls got pregnant by some ain't shit dude. And one of the girls was like, I like him because he bow-legged, so I had his baby. Like, that's a good reason, man. Thank you. And, of course, he fell on the street, not doing shit with his life, in and out of jail. I think this one kid branded some machete. This is New Jersey in the 80s, so he's probably dead now. I'm just keeping it a buck. And, she's raising kids without a father. Of course, grandma helping raise baby. Grandma raising 4 generations of kids at this point. And this situation's only gotten worse. And people predicted this shit. They predicted it. And what you see now with Zion, hooked up on dude, chick, whatever. I'm not trying to insult children. This is the end result of that. This is the end result of, like, a one-sided family approach. You see this kind of stuff. You see the promotion of very niche lifestyles, either intentionally or not intentionally. Because you have some of these young boys who want so much feminine energy, they just gravitate towards it. Or you've been downplaying this man so much, the boy's like, I don't want to be a man. Maybe I should act like a girl. And I've heard that happen before. I've heard like a lot of young boys raised by their mothers that, daddy ain't shit, and I guess I ain't shit either. Maybe I shouldn't try to be a man anymore. Straight up. Yeah. So I humbly believe the emasculation of black men has been going on for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's only becoming more and more promoted now with Netflix. I've watched like 2-3 shows on Netflix, but I don't really watch that Black Voice as part of Netflix because it's usually pushing the whole narrative of black people are internal victims and shit like that. And like not every one of these shows, I don't want to exaggerate, but like every once in a while I'll click on a show, like one show is about this is in Australia, I think. It's like this white kid who goes to high school and like his mother is like a sex therapist, doctor, something. So he has issues with his mom and the radio show she does. And like his best friend is this flamboyant gay black kid. I was like, here we go again.
Yes. Wonder how hard of a time they had filling that role.
Normal black kid? Okay. Yeah. And that's the only show like that. Like, what feminist shows have been really promoted nowadays? Oh, what is that? Pose, the drag show, and of course RuPaul's Drag Race, whatever the hell that is, and of course Empire. One of the sons, Lucius' sons. Well, we know him. He was very famous recently. Gay Tupac, y'all. Gay Tupac. Oh, that's goofy shit. That's what the lifestyle's been pushed to the forefront. And I'm not saying that the lifestyle don't exist. Free justice. Hey, man, shout out to him, boy. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for Kamala to get his ass, bro. I'm like, he's free now. So, ain't he free now? He's like on like a lower. He literally cried his way out of prison. There's like 9 million niggas in prison. They bet they wish they could do the same shit. Straight up.
Niggas cry every day, B.
Yeah.
Niggas be in there crying every day, B. I promise that.
Be all right. You tough, right? Yeah. So we've seen this sort of niche lifestyle being pushed to the forefront in many aspects. Man. So yeah, definitely things going on. And then that article you just showed me with the lingerie thing. I mean, look, I know there's obviously gay men as many other ethnicities: white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian. I mean, there's so many other ones. But I see like a lot of the people that they put on mainstream media, it's usually black gay men. And not to mention there's that whole thing about in Hollywood. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were left for a minute. Like, oh, my bad. I'm talking.
No. I had just had to cut the fan on because it's getting a little toasty in here. I didn't want everybody to see my gut. I told y'all I'm fat. I don't look, somebody beat a screenshot of my gut. I'll be viral all over it. Look at this nigga. He always talking about fat black women. He a fat ass himself. I don't want him to cancel me yet. I'm trying to maintain. So,
but see, you're doing something about it. That's different. You're not expecting society to change to your whims.
Mm-hmm.
So if some of these women want to stay fat, go ahead. Have fun with your hypertension, your diabetes. They cut off your left foot. Go eat your ho-hos and your fucking snack cakes. I don't give a fuck no more. Go die somewhere. I don't give a fuck no more. Straight up. I didn't say I want to kill you. No, go die somewhere, because that lifestyle you're living is dangerous. It's unhealthy. Straight up. You know, when someone tells you it's unhealthy, they can be as nice as possible. You judge me, you bash me. Okay, go ahead. See if you make it to 6 years old the size you are. It's possible, but good luck. Have fun. You know, black people got low lifespans anyway. Fucking shit.
Terrible quality of life.
Bro. I don't know. Yeah, but you can work on changing that. Now, obviously, you can't handle. I mean, obviously, COVID was an obesity pandemic. Yeah, Ty. Yeah. That's a fact. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact. Yeah, man.
But it's crazy. They didn't say it until they got to the tail end of it. They didn't want to mention that, publicly, and then eventually got to people saying it from the very beginning. It's wild that they suppress this type of shit.
Right. There's a lot of shit they didn't want to mention, and my reason why I'm really angry about that.
Exactly.
But that's not the discussion. I'll leave that alone. But yeah. So I hope someone's held accountable for that, but not in this society. Who am I kidding? But anyway, when it comes to just living dangerous lifestyles, and they're pushing so many things forefront: fat acceptance, LGBTQIA plus 2A. Wait for the P. Wait for that P. Wait for that P. Wait for that P. Yeah. When that happens, I don't know. We've hit the 7th level of hell. Straight up. I know that. Dante's Inferno. Straight up. And yeah, man. My thing is, like, if you're gonna push that lifestyle, push it in a healthy manner. Like, tell people to go get tested, because that's a huge problem in their community. Yeah. Neuro diseases, and that is a fucking fact. Look it up. If you go to like majority gay communities, and I've been to one when I was living in California for about a year, my last year in the Navy. You'll see posters everywhere for getting tested. Here's certain medication you need to use. Call this number if you tested positive. All sorts of shit. I don't see this in any community except the LGBT community. It's mainly just the G's that got the problem. I don't even see that much with the L's. They got problems with domestic violence and shit like that. And hey, that's up to them. I don't give a fuck. Go beat each other up, and then go dyke each other out. Go get your strap-ons. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like I said, I'm not the violence. I'm not a structured, rational individual. I'm crazy at this point because I see what's going on with society, and it's troubling.
Yeah.
It's troubling.
I'm right there with you, Dan. I'm right there with you. Man.
Yeah. But see, I want to be careful what I say, because I don't want to get your channel messed up. So I'm going to be careful what I say. That's why I haven't mentioned the war in Europe, and I haven't mentioned certain things. Leave that alone, because, it is what it is. But yeah, man, emasculation is in full effect. The lingerie thing, like, come on, bro. The lingerie, like, bro. Like masculinity and testosterone, that's the thing that people need to survive. Animals need to survive, especially the male animals. Like, this is biological fact. Like, the higher testosterone someone had, that might just be a mammal thing. I don't know if that was the case, testosterone that's inherent in every mammal besides just human beings and monkeys and shit. I don't know, but it's like the animal kingdom got it right. I don't see any trans monkeys. Well, not yet anyway. The future's funny. The future's interesting.
But I'm glad you mentioned that, though. Do you think that's part of the problem? Because there is an epidemic in America that nobody talks about because masculinity is toxic anyway. But the testosterone levels of men in America are so much lower now than they were, 10, 20, 30 years ago. And the further back you go, the higher, overall. And we can talk about the foods. We can talk about actually exercising, getting out, and, not being so sedentary, all the other things that go with it. Do you think there's a correlation in that, the lower testosterone levels overall and the rise of the alphabets in at least the male side?
I'm not a scientist, but it's definitely possible. And Ty, hey man, look, I used to say a lot, hey, I beat my dick, but I took a break from that shit, bro. I'm trying to conserve my my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get back charging. You know what I'm saying? And sitting around beating your dick, that's not constructive. You're not hurting anybody except maybe your hand. if you do it too much every day. You might go blind. I don't know. A lot of hairy palms and shit, you know. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of things contribute to that. The rise of internet pornography, GMOs, you know, genetically modified foods and shit like that. And look, I understand. I think that toxic masculinity does this. Guys who beat the shit out of their wives, that's toxic. Men who like harass females at work, I don't agree with that. I've never done that. I've seen a lot of when I was in the military, and I don't agree with that. I consider that toxic masculinity, and some of that does need to be corrected. But not in every inherent male trait is toxic. A man doesn't have to act like a woman to not be toxic. A man can still be masculine and be respectful. That's what chivalry was. Chivalry was what knights used as a code of conduct for life. They were still killed motherfuckers if they had to, but they were respectful. So you can be a respectful man and then still be masculine. You can still be in command of your household and not beat the shit out of your wife. Mm-hmm. You know, and no one talks about toxic femininity. Like some of these mothers who bombard their kids with all this bullshit. They lie to the kids about their father, and then this kid hates himself, especially young men. That's insane. That shit. They don't talk about that toxic masculinity. These single mothers out here. They don't talk about that shit. They don't talk about some of the toxic femininity. I'm sorry, what's up?
No, anyways, you're talking about toxic femininity, and my bad cutting you off, but like I literally saw a video right before I came on stream, and after I watched the video, I said, that's why I said I'm not even finna get in the videos tonight. It's a chick on the fucking Instagram live talking about, yeah, low key, my mama want me to sell my pussy low key, but I got too much respect for my pussy, so I ain't gonna. And the mother's standing there in the doorway, basically co-signing the shit. And unfortunately, I say it often. It was a black female, but I talk about the darker the skin, the more issues that we have in society, especially for black females, because, you know, societally they're not viewed, and it's not even society, it's in the black community, because we talk all this black power, black love, all this other shit, but then, you know, you're more likely to elevate somebody who is mulatto or lighter skinned or but then you will the dark side. So I would think if you got all this pro blackness, wouldn't the blacker it is, the more pro you would be for it. But in our own society, in our own communities, like I say, we do this and we offend our own people. So we talk about the outsiders. It's more prevalent within ourselves. And so, like I said, like you said, her own mama, that's toxic. Your mama trying to tell you to push pussy out on niggas and get some money. She basically, your mama trying to fucking pimp her own goddamn daughter. You know, somebody finesse some nigga out, just like, that's prostitution. Like, y'all can make it sound as cool, I'm getting the bag and all that other shit. That's prostitution. You know what I'm saying? Just call it what it is. Hey, it's the fucking, career on earth. And I think it should be legalized. That way, legalize it, clean them up, because motherfuckers doing it anyway. And look, if I could just do this and skip the dates and all the other shit, if that's what it's going to be, you know, make it what it is. You know, if that's what it's going to be. But it's just like, you're right. It's a lot of women out here doing a lot of terrible things, but that never gets spoken on, or it gets, you know, pushed to the side. And I think that's part of it. Kind of like Monty mentioned, and you mentioned, like that now men more so want to be women because they know that the consequences are, you know, less for being a woman than for being a man. People view you as less of a threat when you act like a woman and act like a man. And so those who are afraid of dealing with that or expect less responsibility out of you, those who don't want to deal with that, then, you know, they go that route. It's crazy.
I looked at the comments, man. Louis, the mother just wants the daughter to know her worth. Hey, facts, bro. It is empowering. Facts, bro. And yes, unionize. Yes, unionize. Unionize the sex workers. And Jada, I ain't gonna talk about Jada tonight. Jada already had enough people talk about her. I just look. I hope she's reunited with Tupac in the afterlife, because apparently she still loves that man deeply, more than the father of her children. It is what it is. But I'll tell you something. So these women who have issues about toxic masculinity in this country, I tell you what, if you want an actual example of toxic masculinity, go to Sweden. Go to France, especially Paris. Go to Stockholm, you know, and go witness some of the imports from the Middle East and experience actual toxic masculinity. Go have fun. Okay, and you know, I've talked about this ad nauseum about that whole situation. I talked about that years ago. How a certain orange guy was mentioning that they called him racist, but he looked at statistics. Why did Sweden earn the title, the RAPE capital of Europe? They didn't get that just for shits and giggles. They got it because a lot of people coming from less civilized cultures. Not saying they're inherently uncivilized. That's bullshit. Certain cultures, they demean women way more than you think us dick grabbing American guys do. You manspreading? You think that's a problem? Go get groped by 4 guys and not can't do shit about it in the middle of the day. Go have fun with that. Go do it. Go do it. And talk about masculinity, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. Yeah. Now I'm being toxic. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, now I'm a toxic man.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little toxicity because, and it's super funny that, masculinity is so bad, it's so toxic because the same ones that preach all that stuff, that when something goes down, and niggas are around or men are around and because they didn't throw their lives on the line to go rescue or save some strange woman, all them niggas, they bitches and they this and they that. Well, that would require him utilizing his abilities of toxic masculinity to go fight a stranger or, put his life. I mean, that's the masculinity that goes there, right? If somebody kicks your door in the middle of the night, who are you expecting? Ain't the woman finna jump up and go see what it is? That's never the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, all these people who holler about toxic masculinity are just, females who've never experienced somebody actually giving a fuck about their ass. And, again, it's because they're poor selectors of mates and, they want to blame it on everybody else. Somehow it can't be them. It can't be the bad, decision making that their mother instilled in them or, whatever situation they were raised up in. It has to be all men, but it's weird that you only date a certain type of man, the never made it rappers. That's the type of guy, but yet all men are toxic because that's what you choose. That's because you want to be on that type of time. So it's
and here's right, facts, bro. And now that you mentioned, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I notice like a lot of these more modern women, like Craig just mentioned, they want to pick and choose, want to be feminine, and also like if you see them end up with like a I guess one of these soy boys, one of these guys who's ultra like support women, all that, I'm a meek mouth guy. Half the time they're fucking Chads and Tyrones and all the other toxic alpha males. They'll get railed up by them dudes, then they'll go home and kiss this nigga in the mouth. Fuck out of here. Fuck you. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck that. I keep hearing about all these open relationships, these chicks busting wide open for these bad boys or whatever, who are extremely toxic. They'll kick your ass out the car, all this other shit. But you'll go home and you'll you go to this other dude. I've heard a lot about these open relationships. Am I the only person who's heard about this? I've seen documentaries on it. Like Portland's full of that polygamy shit.
Man.
And the thing that
I'm gonna share a story at the end of the stream. Something that AB sent me. I'm gonna share it with y'all. And
all right, let's go.
If this does not, it's one of the wildest things that I've heard. And apparently, the person who put it up, who shared it, the dude was like, "Damn!" Apparently, a lot of y'all don't know, but apparently, there's these underground orgies in Atlanta, right? And I know first thing you think is Atlanta. I don't want to go. It's I'm pretty sure there's some gay shit going on. It is Atlanta, but I think they're presumed to be, straight. I'm sure they got rooms for the others. But this just long story short, man. So she told it in a couple of pieces, and basically she was like, "Yeah, my homegirl invited me to one of these Atlanta underground orgies. Like they don't really advertise. You got to kind of know somebody. And at first I wasn't gonna go, but it was my birthday, so to notice all the caveats and excuses. She's like, so it was my birthday, so." I ain't really having nothing to do, so I was gonna go. She encouraged me to go, and so I went in. I wasn't planning on having you had to go get your tested and send them this information, and they give you the location. And apparently, it's at some warehouse or some shit. And so I guess she's like, yeah, you go in, and there's people there. I guess they either I can't remember. If she said they gave them comms or math or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I really wasn't with it. And then, I was just kind of standing there. I wasn't feeling it. And then this dude with a 10-inch dick came up to me, and I was just so turned on. Then, I started fucking with him on the couch. Next thing you know, I had 4 dicks in me. And she said, like, there was a lot of shit going on. So there's celebrities here and all this shit. She claims to have slept with over 200 men that night. Like said it was a lot. Like they said it was lots of motherfuckers in there. She's like, she's like, I was so tired. I slept for the next 2 days, but I felt so great. And then, you know,
Sure.
but here's the thing. I never told my husband when he got home because he decided to go work because he thought money was more important than my birthday. That's the logic that she used to justify her actions. You know, black women think that their birthdays are national holidays. Every single one of them. They
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
take the whole half a month off. Yeah, they want to take all the shit. I'm gonna pull up the exact thing just because I missed some details, but they'll take the whole month off. They feel like, you know, I gotta celebrate for the whole week, the rest of the weekend, and it's just like that's the logic. And I said, you know, there are some probably who read that story, right? And up until the part they were like, this bitch is a hoe. Until the part where she said it was her birthday, was like, oh, you know what? That probably does justify it. Because black women will justify some fucking bullshit for some fucking a fucking birthday, you know, and try to make it validate like she was getting neglected. But I bet she ain't had no problem spending whatever money, you know, that nigga made from having to go to work, you know, that weekend or whatever. But again, like I say, this is just where we are. And apparently a lot of this is going on. And you know, women, they good at keeping secrets. They'll never tell you shit. And you just kind of be, you know, lost in the sauce.
I can imagine that guy. Baby, why are you tired?
Speaking for fucking.
He's a fat old thing.
Uh,
I'm never getting married. Never getting married. Fuck y'all. Not doing it. Not doing it. Yep. You decide to get extra money so maybe you can have a birthday, or maybe you give her a late birthday gift. Maybe to put it in savings, you know. And she, look, okay. All right. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I just don't. Wow. That's Tyler Perry's "Why Did They Get Married" Part 3 right there. That's what that is right there. It's Atlanta. There's sexual fuckery. Yeah, that's Tyler Perry's "Why They Get Married" right there. I don't know. I just don't know. But man, I that's all I got, bro. After that story, man, I think I'm mentally wiped out, bro. Wow.
Bro, it's a bad deal, man. It's a very bad deal. I'm pulling up the actual thing so that way I can make sure I give y'all the full whatever. See, I'll be like, Honcho, you over there making shit up. But yeah, like I say, it's sad, it's crazy, and it's just like I say, you never know. I say women just that's that toxic femininity right there. You know, it's more that toxic femininity is more subtle. You know, the masculinity is outright and it's in the open. You know, it involves danger. It can involve death and violence if necessary. Toxic femininity kills discreetly. You know what I'm saying? It deteriorates. It undermines. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of it's a different kind of evil, and so it's very sad. Oh my God, I can't believe this shit.
Now, but before I leave, I want to preface one thing. Now, I should have texted you before I said this. To the one or two women still listening, look, I don't consider myself a toxic male. I've been very respectful to women, which is probably why I didn't get much ass when I was younger. I mean, just keep it a buck. I'm sorry, not ass. That's objectifying you. I didn't have many relationships with women. I just see the guys who treat them like shit, these females. And then I got to the point where, like, you know what? I'm just going to be a drunk and drugged out asshole. And just magically, chicks started rolling in. Just all kinds of chicks. Ugly ones, cute ones. I don't give a fuck. As long as I have my rubber outfit, bro. I ain't that stupid. And, you know, it's just sad. I seem like a lot of y'all gravitate towards these kind of dudes. Well, they dog you the fuck out. And then a quote-unquote nice guy has to come clean up the pieces. I say that's toxic femininity. But I tell you this. Look, you keep shaming these dudes in public and fucking them in private. You keep on with that hypocrisy. Knock yourself out. I don't give a shit. Just do me a favor. With your young men that you're raising, do me a favor. You let him know that I made my own decisions, and whoever your father is, if you know who he is, that's not you. And you know, you're your own person. You can be your own person. You can be a strong, great man you want to. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be a long hang. Yeah, I'm supposed to hang up. Yeah, you're right, Ronald. Don't put your insecurities. Fair enough. Don't put your insecurities on that child, because you might end up with Zion right here. That picture right there. That screams of weird insecurities and modern day social engineering. That's what that seems to me. And then I don't know that white kid he's with. I don't know. Hollywood people are fucked. That's all it is.
And that's the crazy shit because they're saying that is a girl who is, I guess, trans boy, and then he's supposed to be. That's the nappiest trans I've ever seen. I said that in the video. Now that's the nappiest transgender person I've ever seen in my life. That motherfucker got BDBs like fucking Kevin Durant. Like, come on, Dwayne Wade. Like, all the money you got, buy this nigga a brush, bro. Like, this nigga is, come on. I know you say I don't like talking about the kids, but come on. Now, these are, I thought, the training people were supposed to be fashionable and into fashion and like how they look and their appearance. Bro, this is, them some naps, nigga. Like, this is a lie. We've been flim-flam. This is a lie. It's not a real trans kid. This motherfucker don't care about his appearance. Like, this motherfucker here is just, come on, bro. Like, I'm just saying, like, who was that one kid that they was pushing? The little Desmond kid, the 10-year-old cross-dresser they had pushing out there? Yeah. At least that motherfucker, I guess whatever you consider cross-dressing appearances, but this motherfucker here just BDB'd up. Like, what's going on, man? Like, what is really happening? Maybe they made him take his wig off for the picture. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I don't
make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't know, man. But I think emasculation of black men, just to summarize, emasculation of black men is happening. It's happening. A lot of these, God, Lil Nas X, you talked about him earlier. Like, both the videos he did, one, he was twerking on the devil. And look, I saw like 30 seconds of that video. I said, no, thank you. I'm not even religious. I mean, I respect people's right to religion, but I'm like, look, this is just extra, bro. And then I heard about the prison video, and I said, nope, not watching that. Not watching it. Oh, here you go. Wait, I assume this is a private Instagram because maybe her husband doesn't know about this shit. It's crazy. Okay. Because she keeps the secret from her husband, but she'll post her fucker on social media. Social media is going to destroy this world. I swear to God.
Yes.
It is a degenerative tool. It's supposed to bring people together. All it does is divide people more. That's all it's done. Because, look, okay.
And that's why, like, you'd be surprised. I don't think you would. I mean, there's so many women out there who have those secret social accounts. I don't know what their husband did. Maybe they just not tech savvy. Maybe they doing something else and they just got a whole little secret something going on.
I couldn't hear you that well.
Oh, my bad. I said that. I'm not. Is it cutting out on me? Son of a gun. How about now? I think shit cut out. Hold on. My internet might be getting janky. I apologize. I think my net's getting janky. We might be. All right, we might be coming back in here. Hold on. All right. I think my net got a little janky. My shit had timed out. Hopefully they finish hurry up and installing this AT&T fiber in the area so motherfucking switch over. But yeah, all right. I think we back. Yeah, yeah. But man, there's a lot of women that have these subtle secret accounts, and when I say they up to all kind of no good. Look, man. It's unfortunate, right? Like I say, it's just we just need to acknowledge that everybody, every group, every generalization, every whatever has fucked up people in it. There's no group more special than others. There's no group better. It's just good people and there's bad people. And some groups may have a lot more bad people in them. Now, of course, not all. We ain't got to do that. But it's just there's good and there's bad. And we need to be able to call that shit out. And that's the problem. People don't want to acknowledge the bad of the groups that they're in. And they don't realize that's not helping them. It's actually doing more harm and detriment to them.
Yeah, and I'm leaving on this note, and you're absolutely right, sir. While y'all promoting this bullshit, this stuff going on, I'm going to be respectful. Promoting this stuff going on. I have been respectful the whole night, but I'm respectful to the end. While y'all promoting this, there are like, oh, shit. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at the video, and I saw you still talking. I'm like, oh, never mind. Okay. Sorry, you're still talking on the video. So while we're promoting this shit and LGBTQIA rights, our communities are fucking war zones. I just heard of a shooting in was it Pennsylvania? Mm-hmm. There was like about 100-some people packed into a Airbnb, and people started letting off shots. And I looked at the video. Everyone ran out the party. All black people. Might have been a few Hispanics. All black people. 2 black kids got killed. And there's been a bunch of shootings on Eastern Seaboard. Like in the past 72 hours, there's been like 3 mass shootings. You hear about this on the national news? Fuck no. So I think there's a bigger problem we need to be more concerned about than toxic masculinity and stuff like that. I think there's bigger problems in our community, but will they get addressed properly? No, because part of that would be getting the family back intact. And I know Devontae mentioned earlier a national narrative to get Black fathers the respect they deserve, but I don't see this administration doing that. I remember a certain rapper tried to talk to the current administration about, the issues with Black people want, the issues Black people have. And they told that nigga to hold on a minute. Hey, we'll get to you later, nigga. Just sit your ass down. Go get back in the welfare line. So I don't expect this administration to do anything about it. I don't at all. And, good luck. And, hey, just learn how to duck and roll, bro. That's what I'm saying. Duck and roll.
Straight up. I'll tell
and
everybody.
Make sure to put your solidarity Ukraine flags in your profile so they can fit in with the current narrative. I mean, look, I don't support either of those motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. Until nukes start flying, then show me where the fallout shelter is. But other than that, I don't give a fuck. I'm not on social media. I don't care anymore. That's all I gotta say, man. Yeah. So just there's bigger problems, but they're not gonna get addressed. Simple as that. And if someone asks me what I do about it, I don't contribute to the fucking problem. I don't have any little kids running around here I'm not taking care of. I ain't here shooting people. I ain't here robbing people. I pay my taxes. I don't know why anymore at this point. All I can do is just throw it to some other motherfuckers there and give it to some dumb shit. Just want to stop paying taxes. So it is what it is. And that's all I got to say. This has been the Bitter Negro. Yes. That's it. Bitter, heartbroken Negro, bro. Just, spit more venom at y'all. Yeah.
Hey,
because someone has to do it.
Yeah, this world will do it to you, man. But the chicks to be, who hurt you? You did it, bitch. God damn it. Shit, it's your fault.
Yeah. Yeah, woman hurt me, Black woman hurt me, my mother hurt me, all kinds of people hurt me. Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Let's keep it a buck. I forgive y'all, but it is what it is. That's all I got, man.
Shout out
to I'm done. That's what I got. I'm done.
It's all good, man. Shout out to Dan.
Oh, thanks, man. I wish y'all a good night. Miss Bell probably doesn't like me no more. I'm sorry, Miss Bell. I know it's a lot of crazy about woman tonight, but that's how I feel. But I have experiences that prove my point, and there's statistics prove my point too. There's stuff said about LGBT plus community. There's facts that prove my point. Go look at like some of the CDC statistics, some of those communities. For people think I'm bashing people. Well, I'm not bashing you. Project Pat. Yeah, let's go, man. Okay, that's all I got, man. Shout out to Craig, Devonta. Shout out to y'all, man. Louis. Yeah, good night, man. Honcho, of course, as always, thank you for the platform, sir. I wish you the best, man.
Salute to you, Dan, man. I appreciate the call.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right. You have a good evening, sir. Shout out to Dan, the motherfucking man, dog. But that's the thing, and he's not lying, because the facts are there. When you talk about the thing about, in particular, the G community, y'all, like, marketers do extensive research. They're very good at their jobs for a reason. Advertising works so well for a reason. Look at these. I'm sure you can probably Google them or look them up on YouTube. Look at any. I feel like I shouldn't answer this call, but I'm going to do it. Hello. Who do we have calling into the den?
Hello.
We all make bad decisions in life. How are you doing this evening, Miss Ashley?
Are you able to hear me?
No, I can't hear you at all.
Oh. You're responding perfectly. Anyways.
So what's on your mind this evening, Miss Ashley?
Oh, I was just gonna call in to talk about Dwayne Wade's kid.
You're talking about people's children. You're a terrible person.
I mean, whatever. I'm in a YouTube beef because I talked about somebody's children.
You got in a YouTube beef because you talked about someone's children?
Yeah, I've been in 2 YouTube beefs since you've been slowing down the stream.
Well, you know, it's hard for me to believe that you, Ashley, of all people, would end up in a YouTube. I just don't. I just for some reason I can't even. I can't even picture it. Not you of all people.
Yes, I am actually. You know, I have a clip of like what started it all, and I wanted to make it into the intro of my YouTube channel, and I need help with that. It is so freaking funny. It's like literally top 5 funny things I've ever heard.
And so, what started this beef?
Because so then we were talking about like, you know, spending money like on your children or whatever, or like she mentioned like, okay, well I get a $300 cake for my kid's birthday, you know, like a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, that's cheap for a kid's cake, and I'm like, oh, that's ridiculous, you know, like that's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, huh?
Yeah, it's expensive for a fucking little kid.
Right.
Man, fuck them kids. You better get them a generic cake out the bakery and scribble your own name on that motherfucker. I
mean, you better go to like, I don't know. I mean, I just thought it was expensive, and I'm like, I don't know. She took that really hard, and she's like, bitch, you come up here, and you know, like you come up here. It's not expensive. I can do what I want for my kids. Whatever. So then I like go on there and I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I just thought it was expensive. I didn't tell you not to buy the cake. And she's like, well, me and my husband, because she's black, of course. Like,
I can tell by the your representation of her kind of gave me that hint.
Right. So she's like, me and my husband, we can decide whatever, you know, we want to get for our children. And I'm like, fuck you, your husband, and those raggedy ass kids. And oh my god, it was so funny. It was funny. You had to see it. It just escalated from there.
You're an internet bully,
all
Ashley.
Over a stupid cake that I don't care about. Like, I don't give a fuck about her or those ugly ass kids.
So when you start your channel, what is it going to be about?
Well, right now, it's not about anything, really. It's just about me talking shit. About nothing. Like, not like talking about people, but just like, it's not about anything in particular.
So are you doing a faceless channel?
Yes, my face isn't on there.
Are you afraid of retaliation for some of the statements that you may make?
Like, who would retaliate against me? Like, what could they possibly do?
I don't know.
They're gonna attack me?
People are weird these days.
I guess, but no, I just don't want to have my face on there. Just because I talk about it.
I have a question, Ashley.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever participated in any of like the viral challenges?
No. Like
so
doing what? Like the red thing, or because I can't dance at all, so I would never ever do anything like that.
The red thing?
I wouldn't do like, you know, like where they turn the screen red and they like dance.
Oh, you talking about that weird shit? Oh yeah, silhouette challenge. The silhouette challenge. You can't dance.
I've never done anything like that. Yeah.
Why can't you dance?
What do you mean? Why can't I dance?
I thought you said you didn't do it because you can't dance.
Yeah, but what do you mean? Why can't I dance? Can you dance well?
I got a two-step. I got a mean. That's all I got. I just got a mean two-step. I ain't got no other moves. I've been trying to learn this little TikTok dance that I think is really, really cool, but I'm too fat to do it. That's part of my mission to lose weight, because I want to do this little stupid dance. I think it looks really cool.
Oh, which one is it?
I don't know. What do they call it? I think it's been different names. I think they call it the airwalk or something like that. But it's this little dude who does it through the fucking mall, and I think that's the coolest little shit. Like, The way he makes that shit look real
Like where
smooth.
they're shuffling their feet.
Yeah, that little thing where they're doing. Yeah. I think that's the coolest fucking little shit. That motherfucker. But watching his videos, because I was trying to like learn it. I watched those little videos and I realized that women are terrible people because the little dude's like making his videos and then I guess he's out in public and then always be a bunch of little goofy bitches trying to get in the video and they don't even know what the fuck is going on, but they see attention happening over there. So they're trying to like get in it and they just like be messing the shit up if you like. But there'd be some niggas doing that shit too. But it's just like, I really noticed like the chicks are always fucking the shit up. But anyway, but yeah, so you said you want to talk about the Wade kid.
Yes, about, I don't know how old is he? I know he's not a teenager.
Oh yeah, he's like I think he has to be between like I want to say at this point 13 or 14. I feel like I did that video probably like 2 years ago when he was like 11 and they took him to the Pride Parade because I had a bunch of flack on that video. What does it care if you take him to a Pride Parade? But you don't need to fucking go to a Pride Parade. A bunch of sausage stuffing motherfuckers out in public doing all kind of off the wall ass shit, and you want to take kids to that shit? Like that's not for fucking kids. Even had gay people coming there like, yeah, Pride Parades aren't for children, but you got motherfuckers taking them up and petting these niggas in dog costumes. Like you think this shit? That's why I say like it's a bunch of fucking weirdos out there, dog. And anyway, my bad. Go ahead. Yeah, he can't be more than like 13 or 14 at the most.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know. I was gonna because I thought he was like 11 or 10, but I don't know. I guess 13 is appropriate enough to like have a. No, I think that's a little young.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to have a girlfriend or boyfriend in your family photos, I think that's a little young.
Yeah, like look, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I've been active since 13. You know what I'm saying? Like at the latest,
Right,
like I know for sure.
Friends,
like,
but I didn't bring them home to take family photos.
Yeah,
They're doing it for clout.
Exactly. Like, yeah, at 13, I was not bringing, pics to the house and, put my fucking mouth all on them and shit in front of my fucking family and then putting it in the fucking family photos. Happy Easter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
see, that would be totally inappropriate for like a boy and a girl.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the weird thing. Like, and that's what I say, that's what I'm confused about because they said that, at one of the thing, the blonde is a girl and he's a little nappy-headed boy. So it's like, but you're this and you're saying the other one's that. Like, y'all just are basically straight with a whole bunch of extra complicated steps. Like, so I'm not understanding what's going on. Like, that's why I say, like, I don't get all these new beliefs and ideologies and all these new sexualities and all this weird shit. And none of it makes fucking sense.
Right, but that's because some people believe gender doesn't necessarily dictate your sexuality. So you could still be like a trans but gay, which would technically be straight, but it's like, what the fuck? Why do all that?
Do you think there's more than two genders?
No.
Appreciate the love, Kenneth. Gabrielle's a weirdo, Michelle. She talks about eating D-Wade's ass. Somebody said that she had a list of dudes.
Oh my God.
That yeah, she talked about he likes that. And then she said, well, apparently somebody said that she was on one of them shows talking about even after she was married, she still had a list of dudes she wanted to fuck. And then it was something else crazy because she took the little boy to a fucking model show and had this motherfucking model walking in fucking heels and shit. I think Gabrielle's like the problem because none of this shit started coming to fruition until like she arrived on the scene. You know what I'm saying? And then it just got weird. Then that time she fucking, I don't know if it was for TikTok or something. She over there filming a nigga damn naked and shit on the damn thing, basically. And it's just like, but he's co-signing this behavior. So that's why I say D-Wade's part of the problem too. And as a man, you should step up and take control of it. Like, chill out, bitch. Don't be fucking doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he doesn't. And again, so he's probably more so the problem because he chose this chick and let her in her children's lives.
Definitely would be the only problem. That's his child.
But he's letting them have too much.
Regardless of who she is, she's not his parent.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with you. One of the few times me and Ashley agree on something.
Which is
So,
nuts.
huh?
I said that's nuts.
So, how would you feel if your child came up and said they were a Z Wade?
I would be disgusted. Like if my Dwayne Wade or what's her name, that kid.
The kid.
See, I don't know. And you guys brought up a good point about Zaya Wade little baby afro. Like that's totally attention seeking because who the fuck? Like what woman or little kid wears their hair like that? Like that's not even. Like a little girl wouldn't want that hairstyle.
Exactly.
I just think that's totally attention-seeking, saying you're trans
Mm-hmm.
and you just look like a guy and you're making no effort to look like a woman.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, and here's the thing is because one, like it would be different if you were in a family that was hostile to your situation, but you got like the most supportive niggas ever to this shit. Like you got the money to do it and the fucking support. Like they wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that you still running around here like a little dirty baby kid, you know what I mean? Like something ain't adding up. You know, something's not quite coming all together. But yeah.
I mean, I just think an unlined afro that isn't very becoming of any child, let alone no.
I don't even know, that shit don't even look like Afro. Like I said, that shit look like the nappiest shit I've seen. And look, I'm happy nappy. I'm all about
like
that. That shit is
you know
BDBs.
how mixed people with mixed kids never cut their hair. It looks like that. Like a mixed kid with nappy hair. They're just not doing it. It just looks so crazy to me.
Looks three genders. The masculine, the feminine, and the neutral.
What?
What is
his gender?
No, 17% there's three genders. Hey, look, this is what I'll give y'all. I'll give y'all this, right? I'll give you the man, I'll give you the woman, and I'll give you the hermaphrodite because, you know, those things do occur in nature, right? So I'll give you that. Like, and I'm sure that's a real, like, those are people I would have like a legitimate concern for. Like, you probably have to have some kind of conflicting shit going on if you're a hermaphrodite, right? Like, you got to be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you pick? Is one more? Is one more prevalent than the other? Like, I don't know. But these motherfuckers would just, you know, rolling the dice. Today, let me see. I'm flipper-dipper-sexual, you know what I'm saying? And I'm into elephants and shit. Like, and motherfuckers out, I can't rock with that shit. There's too much weird shit going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Just, it's all too much for me.
All right. So have you put up some videos on your channel?
Yeah, I had a couple of videos on my YouTube.
Well, put the link in the chat for me, and I'll go subscribe and I'll check you out.
Okay, just don't report me for hate or anything crazy.
Really?
But I took my bad videos off because this lady was like mentally ill and she was like losing her shit.
Well, you know, you gotta put it all out there. You gotta take a risk. You can't be afraid. Don't let somebody punk you for making good content. You know, if you know as if you
I guess.
I
mean, she what do you call it? She tried to get a restraining order on two other YouTubers, so she filed it, and then she ended up like dismissing it because they were like, "Oh, well, we can go sit in your other CPS cases," you know, now that she gave them permission. I guess, I don't know. It was
Who
a
is
mess.
who is this particular
This
individual?
crazy bitch. It's like, okay, this is all about mukbanging. It's so
Mukbang
fucking stupid.
gangbang?
Like, this person's nuts. Her channel, oh my gosh. Okay, so she's called A Sub for a Sub, and she's like a mentally ill woman, and she's like constantly going on YouTube and cursing people out. She put this woman's dead son as her profile picture, and she like read a news article where he died. This person is nuts.
Ashley, are you on? did you cross over MLK and go to Black YouTube and find this person?
This is like, she's not even in Black YouTube normally. She's from like the white beef sector. She's Black, but she's like fucked with all these white people that are in the beef sector. And then she started, fucking with Black people. And then this bitch is taking it way too far. Because these people take it way too far. And they've been calling the cops on her while she's on live. Like, fucking, there's some sectors of YouTube that are just a little much.
Yeah, I don't. Somehow I've managed to avoid these areas. I think I'm going to continue to do that. It'll be very problematic.
Yeah, someone's like, oh my god, I hope she gets killed next time.
Wow. So people are swatting her while she's on YouTube. Have you ran into Misty?
Yeah, while she's on live.
Have you ran into our good friend Misty lately? I know you said you had seen her somewhere in Black YouTube.
Misty was in the Black beef sector.
And what is the Black beef sector?
I'm sure they doxed her because I was like, you're a stupid bitch, and I
Yeah, well,
I doxed her.
Terrible. You're a bad person.
That was Misty.
That was your friend.
Terrible. She called me the N-word 19 times. I don't care about Misty at all.
She called you the N-word 19 times?
Yes.
You counted?
Of course I count it because I'm petty.
It's terrible. When did she call you the N-word 19 times?
In one of your lives.
I don't recall that. Misty would never do such a thing. Misty is I can't even make that joke. Oh man. Yeah. I need to find Misty because I need to get an update on Trey. I need to know. All right, Baker man, I need to know how Trey is doing in the military.
I'm sure great.
Yes. And so how did you find the Black beef sector of YouTube, Ashley?
Like it just came up in my algorithm because I watch messy channels on YouTube. So like I'll watch like people talking crap or, beefing in this part, and then I'll go to a different part and they'll be beefing. Like there's so much drama.
Why do you get into this?
Just because I think it's crazy. Because I never see stuff like this in my normal life. I think it's like any train wreck. You're going to watch something that you just don't see. It's like Jerry Springer. And I can't believe people are living like this, but they are.
If I was to find Misty and bring her back to the den, would you have a conversation with her again?
About what? Misty's a crackhead.
I don't know. Like I said, I'll never get over. Like, yeah, I remember Infinity. I wish I had, I got like a little counter now. I'm not using it now because there's no reason to count anything. But next time we start getting the den, Toxic Tuesdays, Beef Tuesday, whatever we used to call them, I'm gonna pull the counter up and just see how many bitches we how many bitches we get. I counted like 70 something. I didn't start counting at the beginning. Like it was some wild shit.
He's a loser.
That's terrible.
He's a loser.
That's crazy. Okay. Well, is there anything else that is on your mind, Miss Ashley?
Yes, about the topic. Like, is
Okay.
hold on, the emasculation of Black men is a false narrative. I mean, I think that I don't know if they're being more emasculated, like in the media or whatever, or if they're just, more able to be who they are.
Mm.
Do you think these niggas be gay in real life or no?
I think that there is a lot of questionable activity going on. I do
Yeah.
believe that there's probably, because who was it? Who they were just talking about Benzino, I know, with the
Oh my gosh.
the thing, and then who's that rapper that was? I've never heard his music, but everybody was talking about how, well, no pun intended, how hard he went, and then apparently he was walloping weenies. So, I mean, it's like, I believe that there's a lot more of it going on. I think that, especially a lot of this rap culture shit that gets pushed a lot. I think a lot of these rappers do shit behind the scenes to get on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that, that's what they encourage. I mean, we've seen Young Thug look questionable. You see the Lil Uzis and motherfuckers try to, oh, it's just fashion. Well, who runs fashions? The homosexuals. So it's like when I see like rappers and athletes, oh, I want to be a high fashion. This seems very homosexual. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is just like, because you got to think about it, these niggas out here, and again, robbing and killing and doing whatever for whatever. So a motherfucker give you a record deal for more money than you ever seen in your life, but tell you got to do some questionable ass shit to do it. Them niggas already ain't really got no morals. Like, so fuck it, and especially if these niggas then they're back and forth in the penitentiary as often as some of them are. Like, there's a lot of questionable shit going on. So I wouldn't be surprised. But my deal about it is the way they're portraying the feminine part of it. Like, because I'm like this, man. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Just keep that shit away from me. But when you start getting out here and you putting the niggas in dresses and you got them looking like Billy Porter, the godmother, and like say the article talking about niggas in lingerie, like all this shit. When you're pushing niggas to like do more actual womanly things, like, and you're making it that's more okay than a man just being a man, like, and taking care of his family, doing the things that he's supposed to do. Like, you push the gay shit more than the stand-up nigga shit. That's where I start having a problem. Also, I made a statement earlier. What do you feel about the statement I made earlier that black women would rather see a black man with a white man than a white woman? Do you believe that's true?
No.
You don't believe it?
I don't think that's true. I mean, I think that any black woman I would know would find it equally as disgusting. I mean, I don't know. That's
so you don't believe that black women support gays more than they support black men dating interracially?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Like, I don't know any black women that truly support homosexuality. Like, yeah, you have gay friends, whatever, but it's not like, I'm not going to be rooting you on while you suck a dick or talking to you about your man or, your lesbian shit. Like, I don't know any black women like that in most.
What about Shannon? Shannon used to, Shannon used to talk about her gay roommate and all that shit. So she was a black woman.
Shannon's one woman that I also don't know, so I don't know.
Okay.
I've never seen it. I mean, I've been close with some. I've known gay people, but I've never entertained their bullshit. I can tell you that.
So would you say you have gay friends?
Yeah, I've had gay friends. But I wouldn't tell people to go out and be gay just because I like somebody that's gay.
But no, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying, but do you support your gay friends dating interracially?
I think what they're doing is okay? No.
Do you ever tell them
Dating
that?
interracially, no. I think it's just as disturbing to me. I don't agree with that. And I don't care who you are to me. I would never ever support that.
Would you date one of your black female friends? I mean, would you encourage one of your black female friends to date interracially? Or would you support her if she did?
No.
Why not?
What do you mean support? Like, how far would you, like, what do you mean support? I wouldn't support that. If you mean, like, would I encourage it at all? No. I don't like that.
So what
at
if
all.
what if one of your friends said, "Hey, I got a man. He makes me happy. All that stuff." And you start asking questions, and turns out it's a white guy. Would you have an issue with that?
I wouldn't like it
Why not?
because I don't like interracial unions. I've already told you that.
What if people are ostracized within their own race? Do you think that they should either keep trying to find somebody in their race, or you feel like they should just be alone if you don't support interracial unions?
Ostracized how? I don't think so. And I've never seen that.
I mean, all the time. Like nerdy
I mean,
niggas
it
don't.
may not be the person you want. Like, you can't be going saying, like, oh, I can't get Beyonce's.
Well, I think
Or let
Beyonce's
me go
overrated.
date, or I can't get he's a fine black guy. I don't know. Just, I can't get a high value black man, so I'm going to go date this, white or Asian or Mexican. No.
But what if it's a high value Asian man or a high value white man, and they want him to treat him? So you'd
the
rather?
thing about me is, like, I don't agree with that. I think it's disgusting, and I'm not going to say, like, I'm not going to tell you to do it, but I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I just don't agree with it.
Would you talk behind their back when they weren't around? Tell other people how disgusting you thought it was?
Why would I say that?
I don't know.
I mean, I would talk like I would normally. I wouldn't stop anything that I say for anybody all the time.
I believe it. Okay.
Yeah,
What?
no. Mm-mm. I don't care if it's my own kid.
So you would not be keen on your own child bringing a significant other home of a different race?
No, I didn't care if it was my kid or my aunt, my uncle. None of them. I'm not telling you not to do it. It's just like, don't ask me about it. I don't like it.
All right. Well, I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it is time for me to log my ass off because I got to get up in the morning and walk my fat ass around the track. But Miss Ashley,
What, you gonna be hoeing tomorrow? What?
no, not that track. No. I put the hose on the track.
Lady Honcho, how do you make those dollars?
I'd be a terrible whore. But I'd be an amazing pimp. But my thing is, Miss Ashley, it is good to speak with you. It's been a while, and it's always interesting to hear from you because you always have a unique perspective. I don't always understand it, but hey, I like to hear it anyway. Do not forget to send me the link to your channel so that I can support you on your current endeavor. And, maybe we can figure something out where we can collaborate somehow, some way, as long as you don't send Black Beef YouTube after me. I mean, I'm not tripping. I want all the smoke, but, I'd hate to catch a case because some of these crazy motherfuckers think there's some internet shit. But anyway, Roscoe, what's the motherfucking deal? But yes, it's about that time. I'm tired of shit. I need to take my ass to bed. But I do appreciate hearing from you, Miss Ashley.
I guess. Whatever.
What? See, that's what I be telling y'all, fellas. Black women are so rude. I just gave you the sweetest exit, statements, and you're just like, whatever, I guess. See, hey, what you say, Infinity? If it ain't snowing, you ain't going. I understand, man. Oh man. But yes, we'll figure out something crazy to talk about tomorrow. And I'll be expecting to hear from you.
Yeah, like all these mass shootings done by black men. What's going on?
Yeah, we need to talk about that. We do. We really do. I've just been on this black kick the whole last week. I'm honestly almost to the point where I'm tired of talking about black folks. I just had to get it out of my system. But yeah, we could probably end this whole black series talking about all these niggas shooting shit up, because you know what niggas can't say anymore. Black folks can't say, "Oh, that's white people shit," because now black people do all the quote unquote white people shit, shooting shit up, shooting schools up, shooting all that. Like all that shit is no longer white people shit. So y'all niggas can no longer have the right to say that, because niggas do all that shit now. So yeah, we don't talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it, because it's been a bunch of crazy shit, and I need to look into a couple of them.
And ancient mothers.
Ancient mothers. Who's an ancient mother? Black China?
No, there was this lady who was, I guess she had just met this guy like a week prior to picking up her kid. And she left her kid with this guy and let him take her all over the place, like to a fair and like to the park and somewhere else. And then when she had like came to check on the baby was like dying and had been raped. And she had only known this guy for 2 weeks.
Well, she's a fucking scumbag piece of shit, man. Like
these are young white people.
That's fucking trash, though.
Both of her parents were crying. So this is a young white person coming from a 2-parent home, and it's like, what's wrong with him?
It's some wild stuff going on these days, because like I say, because even like I say, we were talking about the weird stuff, and that's D Wade and all that. That's a 2-parent home, even though there was a divorce and some other things going on, but it's a lot of weird shit happening. I seen this story. See, look, I'm supposed to be going to bed. I'm gonna share it with y'all tomorrow. Then I'm gonna share the Atlanta underground orgy story with y'all tomorrow too, because I was gonna get into that and finish the rest of that, but we'll talk about it.
Oh, but I also have something else to ask you.
I don't know if that's going to be a good thing, but the chick basically does an OnlyFans, and her dad he was texting. He's like, I'm so disappointed in you. Hope you're getting tested regularly. It's like that you came from a good home and you're just fucking lazy, and you think that you're some kind of social media superstar, but you're just basically the flavor of the week. Like, he was going in on her, and people were mad at the dad for not being happy that his fucking 18-year-old daughter's a fucking OnlyFans hooker, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting busted up by a bunch of people for fucking, whatever. And he's like, he was talking about, he semi-threatened the boyfriend, a bunch of stuff, but it's like, it was a real crazy deal. He's like, you don't give a fuck about, yeah, but he's doing it with her, I guess. Or that's what they say. A lot of these motherfuckers are just getting used out. They calling their boyfriends, but motherfuckers just pushing these hoes on the OnlyFans and making money off of them. But, and he was just talking about, you don't give a fuck about disappointing me and your mother. And she's like, you just don't want me to be happy. He's like, you're going to end up miserable. Like all the rest of these porn stars, like when they retire, that end up telling how miserable they were and how they regret doing the fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? And she's just like, not trying to hear none of it. But that's, where we are. We live in this society where these people try to tell these kids that they know fucking everything. They ain't lived an ounce of life. And she's going to be used up in a fucking mental fucking, but I don't think they have mental hospitals anymore. That's why they let all the crazy people on the internet. It's sad. But what is it you wanted to ask?
Oh, okay. So I know this is an old topic. So did you hear about Jim Carrey going in on Will Smith about the slap?
Yeah, he was right.
And he was right?
Yes, he was right.
Even though he tried to sexually assault Will Smith?
He tried to sexually assault. He tried to sexually assault
somebody and they don't want to kiss you. That's sexual assault.
Jim Carrey tried to sexually assault Will Smith?
Yeah, in an award show.
Well, that wasn't Jim Carrey. It was like some fucking Australian dude. When Will Smith slapped him? That wasn't Jim Carrey. No, that was some weird fucking... That was like in this Australian film. I remember that shit. That shit happened a long time. That's why I was like, why is Will Smith always slapping people? That wasn't Jim Carrey. That was like some weirdo. And he tried to fucking do that shit. That wasn't Jim Carrey. Like it was some dude. He was like trying to fake like interviewing each other. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, man?" Yeah, that was some.
Yeah, it was in 2008.
Nah, that wasn't Jim Carrey. That was some
I'm
other
looking
weird.
at the video right now.
That's not Jim Carrey.
It's titled from 13 years ago. Jim Carrey tries to kiss Will Smith.
That's not Jim Carrey. Well, that's somebody mistitled that. That is not true. I know the video you're talking about. I'll Googleize it to revert, but I know what you're talking about. The one where he slapped the dude. That Will Smith slapped.
At the MTV Awards show, and Will Smith wins an award. He walks up. Jim Carrey looks like he's going to shake his hand, and he sticks his tongue out and tries to kiss Will Smith. He doesn't slap him.
Okay, that's something different. Yeah.
But Will Smith should have beat the shit out of him and took his money since he was full of suggestions.
Yep. But the thing is, did he accomplish what he sought out to do?
You don't have to physically. He touched him inappropriately. I felt like he was sexually assaulted looking at this video. He can stick his tongue on him, but he pulled him closer. And yes, you can get in trouble for that.
I see.
And Will Smith should have pressed charges.
I see.
He was giving people herpes. The nerve of Jim Carrey.
What?
Like he was running around giving people lifelong diseases, and he's talking about a slap on the Oscars that most people didn't even see live, that he should get half of his fortune taken, but he sexually assaulted him and gave somebody herpes. He's disgusting. And he's extremely entitled. And I'm not surprised.
I'll have to go back and look at that. But either way, even if it wasn't from Jim Carrey, he's still not wrong. As a casual observer, not knowing that, he's still right. He may not have been the one that should have said it, but if he know all that background.
Carrey, yeah, shaming your victim, oh yeah, that's totally non-predatory.
Right. And it might be, he could be that. I mean, the two things can be true. You know, he can be a pervert and a disgusting person, but at the same time, it shouldn't have been a standing ovation. The things he said were not wrong about how people responded to Chris Rock.
Did you see the clap live, or did you see a recording of it? Were you actually watching?
What was really? Do I look like a person that watches a award show?
Acting like it's such an event.
Motherfuckers, niggas love them.
It wasn't that important to Will Smith if he's gonna slap somebody on it.
It's extremely important. That's why he boycotted, because he was upset because he didn't get nominated. It was very important to Will Smith. And that's why he's all in hiding down. That's why they banned his ass for 10 years. And that's why he was crying about. That's why him and Jada was crying. Well, I'm not showing up because Will didn't get nominated for this movie. It meant something. And in reality, it did
show up.
Because they were mad because he didn't get nominated for something. That's why they didn't show up. So obviously, it has to mean something to you. For you to say that I'm going to boycott something means that you have to have some type of concern, or, it has to have some type of connection to you.
You don't have to have a connection.
Yes, you did. You wouldn't speak out. Like, if they weren't going to go, they're just like, all right, we're not going to go. They just wouldn't have showed up, and that would have been that. You wouldn't have came out beforehand.
They didn't say don't watch it.
But what I'm saying is, they wouldn't have made a statement. They just wouldn't have went. When you have a statement,
they weren't going.
They said we're not going because Will wasn't nominated for, what was that, concussion or whatever. So that's why they didn't go. Like, so you have a whole reason.
They boycott it.
But what I'm saying is, the reason you didn't go is because you felt slighted because you didn't get nominated for an award. That's why they didn't show up.
Do you think he should get a designer suit? She should get a designer dress and hair and makeup done to go. I mean, like, why would you go to that? To support other people if you don't feel like it?
There's a lot of people that
they didn't feel like supporting that.
Well, I mean, we can justify whatever we want to, but my thing is this: that for an actor is the biggest thing that's going on in Hollywood each year. it's a gala event, it's a ball like the prom or like any of these other little things that happen, they're gonna go. If you're
They
relevant
didn't
and
go
then they did not go because they felt slighted because Will didn't get nominated
because
for
they
that fucking
didn't want
movie.
to. Like, I don't think spending all that doesn't make any sense.
They come
didn't
on.
want to spend all that
So
money
you're
because
telling
they
me
didn't
that
have
Hollywood
no chances of
actors
winning an award.
don't want attention? You're the event where everybody's at the red carpets, all the cameras are. Hey, you're still alive and relevant. They decided we just don't want any attention this year. Is that what you're telling me? Jada Pinkett of all people didn't want any attention. She ain't got shit going on.
I mean, they were quoting her saying she's not going. She didn't say boycott it.
But nobody said anything about
She
boycotting.
didn't say don't want. But if somebody's asking you, like, I mean, obviously somebody cared enough to ask her, and you read the quote or you've seen it on TV or whatever media source.
I just saw the Chris Rock joke. That's what I saw. That's why I knew
thought
they
you
were.
were talking about when she wasn't going.
Yeah, no, I've seen the Chris Rock make the joke about her talking about not going. And people try to say, oh, that's why Will really slapped her because he's been beefing with Jada. He wasn't beefing with Jada. He made a legitimate joke that was funny. He's like,
I didn't hear that joke.
It was hilarious. He said that basically, her Will and Jada not showing up because, Will didn't get nominated. Well, that's like me saying that I'm not going to get in Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. And it's like, so he's like, you're not invited. Who cares?
He's not a rapist? How is that funny?
That's hilarious.
That he's making a joke about not raping somebody? That's disgusting.
No, he said being invited into the panties. So how is that rape? An invite is giving you access.
Like, how else would he go otherwise?
That's a polite way of saying Rihanna ain't offering me no pussy. It's not talking about rape. He's like said, I can't get in her panties because she's not inviting me into her panties. He's not talking about raping anything.
Well, that has nothing to do with him not going to the Oscars because they didn't get an award. Like, that makes no sense.
Well, we'll debate about this on another occasion. I got to go get me some rest at ease for my bare necessities, and so I get my ass up in the morning and lose some of this weight. But we can carry on this conversation tomorrow if you would like. I'll look up the actual quote and then you look. I'll look up the quote. You look up the joke. Okay, you look up the joke. I'll look up the quote, and I'll look up that Jim Carrey, the Chris Rock joke, so you can see it for yourself.
Look up Chris Rock's black ass gums. I can't do that. I know. I had to say it.
So
I know I'm on one tonight.
Yeah, you're a racist. You don't want people dating interracially, but then you have a problem with Chris Rock being black. That is
because he's a coon.
Chris Rock is a coon.
Oh yeah.
Miss Ashley, have a good evening. I'm going to go to bed now. I enjoyed talking to you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. And on that note, it is time for me to go to bed. I appreciate all y'all. I thank y'all for being here. I always know when I talk to Miss Ashley, it's going to be eventful. I apologize. I know somebody else is calling in here, but I gotta go to bed. I am dog ass tired, and I don't even know what a damn phone link thing is. This some weird shit about this phone. It's all kind of weird, janky. I don't even know what the deal is. No, it looks like a nigga $4. Anyway, go to bed, nigga. But I'm talking about Deuce. I appreciate y'all. It has been my honor, my privilege, my pleasure. I thank y'all for being here tomorrow night, 9 p.m. in the Den. Shout out to everybody who called in tonight. Y'all ain't got to go home. So I got to get the fuck out of here. Remember, don't nobody love you. Honcho loves you. I thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of your lives this evening. I'm out.